I ain't never had shit but my strife and my game and my life. And all them's is just hand-downs from my granddaddy limpins. The closest black folks ever came to pimpin'. Still hustling food stamps for that 94 caddy. How many days can I stretch this box of grits? Shit never quits, I'm a brother. Pitching fits or pitching shit. I use my mouth where I lack muscle. Anything to make the rent. Yo, you know the hustle. I know the U.S. economy and I could run it. I'm about to make these $4 in a 400. Ain't nothing happening but the serious gang. While they got billions in the bank, we just got money on the tank. And when we got fresh rims, we on top. On top of what? When the kitchen table's on hot. Gun on cock, but we seen it in the past. Make a fast dash for the cash, be gangsta leaning on your ass.
20s and 10s, it's all about making ends. No need to sin to uplift a California living, but I grin. Cause all I remember as a tot was them OGs. Ganking motherfuckers with the block. And now the rock is in my pockets. And my spot's hot like the Hawaiian tropics. A task force topic, spent 6 months in CYA. Even though that gang is brought in by the CIA. See, I'm a motherfucker that's done some dirt for my meal ticket. But I've learned quick, you got to deal with it. Well, I did for 22 fucking years. You damn straight, my homies relate when we all shed tears. And it's clear to my ear I had to learn that knowledge. Cause after 12th grade I had to say fuck college and the mileage. No longer will I waste my time. Diploma stuck in my hand, but I'm stuck to the grind. I'm steady mobbing back to the police station. They checking me, but it's inflation that's doing this taking. No hesitating, can't be waiting, let me do my thing. I was hooked like a fang, but now I'm hip to the skin.
Recognize game when it's in your face. I'm spitting the game so close to you, you can feel the wet trace. If everybody in the hood had a PhD, you say that doctor flipped that burger, hella good for me. 200,000 brothers marching, one mind, one place to go. Ain't no revolution, they just walking to the liquor store. Her take a swigger, so it's quicker, bro. The nigga just wants to get through the rigmarole. I've been here before. A typical hoe ain't really no different, except that she would know that can't no prostitute become a pimp up in this system. It'd be more drama than a soap opera daytime spot, but ain't no twist up in the cemetery.
Since 1954, Pop's been hustling for that dough. My girl been filling out forms for wick like she's a specialized pro. This shit is getting steep, I'm getting ill, ready to kill. The only thing I can't inherit is an overdue bill. Now it's 6 in the morning, I stride to the ride. As I glide down the street, I can't get too far cause my gas is kissing ink. I'm not yet free, but you don't hear me though unless you're creeping slow past my drive-through window.
Now if you're wondering about my fucked up fickle frown, it's cause I'm thinking about how the wealth don't trickle down. Listen to that vehicle pound as my homies in the back pass they nickel back around. And I'm looking at the street through the fogged up windows, knowing if I was walking I'd be smelling stench of piss and still pussy in your windows. I asked when those stores get closed down, the system that eats itself got it looking like a ghost town. No proof of purchase, here my ass is purchase proof. Analyzed how they funked us like if I was Dr. Rue. I'm uncouth with the truth, they started with nothing. Robbed, engaged, and killed. Ain't no po folks getting rich, less some caps is getting peeled. Except for a couple motherfuckers who gon' live the token scene lifestyles of the rich and famous, front page of the magazine. But that's a known trick, tell them suck they own dick. I'm hip to this game, I'm fist to bring up the whole clique.
do this. Yeah, yeah. That other shit. That other shit.
What were you saying, guy?
Oh, I gotta go, bro.
Okay, so that bit.
Every
Yeah,
time.
don't come back.
Every time.
Don't
No,
get.
I said,
Don't
what do
come
you
back.
think has more value? Like, uh, shit. I
Is it
lost my
going to
train
the
of
club or
thought.
something like
Yeah,
that?
what do you think has more value? To like get an experience, right? Or to get results? Like reading on Reddit or watching videos about
Hmm.
guys teaching you how to date or something?
Yeah.
Or
Hmm.
just going out and talking to people? Just going to the city, just going to a bar
Hmm.
and see what happens,
Yeah.
right? Because that's the only way you're going to get experience, right? And are you going to go to a club and think about what you read on Reddit and trying that out on a girl? That shit mostly
Of
doesn't work,
course, of
bro.
course, you would think about it if you just read it one time. Yeah, man, it's gonna be awkward. Like you'd be like a robot. But if you were to read it and study some of those tips like over and over, it becomes second nature, like muscle
But
memory.
but then
And
again, what's the
mhm,
goal? What's the goal? Is the goal to fuck a bitch?
of course,
Not to get a girlfriend. It's to fuck a
well, that
bitch.
too. It's like a long-term goal, short-term goal.
Yeah, but if you
You know.
start out playing,
Hmm.
acting, you're never gonna get a good girlfriend, bro. You might
Never.
you might
I'm
be
sure there's.
able
I'm sure there's outliners. Shout out to Malcolm Gladwell. Outliners or whatever.
outliers. Yeah,
Outliers. Yeah.
look, you can have the off chance of like meeting the girl you really love, but that one would have also happened if you didn't try to mac her or something,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
I just don't. I just yeah. I don't know.
Well, let's rewind to what you first
Yeah.
said about. Will you? Do you get more advantages? What do you get more advantages of going to the club or going out in public and and running, as they say, sets, meaning like talking talking to as many people, women as possible, getting experience, real life experience, or studying Reddit forums, studying Donovan Sharp pickup red pill videos for 57 hours. What will
Yeah.
give you better results? I would
Yeah.
say, in general, if you had to choose one, probably going out there and throwing yourself in the fire and going out and going out there and like talking to people and meeting people.
Yeah.
But that's what these the biggest the biggest enemy to black pillars besides themselves are these what they say are dating coaches, right? And that's what that's the advice they give you. They advise you to go out and meet 100 people. Go up to go to your train station, local train station in the village you live in, um, Dimitri, and say, and talk to 100 girls before you go home. That's what they tell you. They'll tell you something like that. So you get, but dude, that's creepy, man. So why not read some stuff, have some information about like relationship dynamics
I think I just
and
have a.
then go out or
Oh,
whatever.
sorry. I just think I
Good.
have a whole. I think my problem is look if you distill the information, it all sounds pretty logical, right?
Uh-huh.
But I think I just have a problem with the whole idea, bro. Like I don't think these are things you should have to force, right? Like
Yeah.
like I don't know. Like 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 maybe you're a shy guy. Maybe you're an ugly guy, right? And you feel bad about yourself. Now you're going to pay somebody 50 euros, 100 euros, read the Reddit, and try to be a Mac Daddy, right?
Hmm.
It, it,
Yeah.
it just doesn't make sense to me. And there's probably is a girl, right, that actually likes you,
Uh-huh.
right? So you
Yeah.
don't need all that shit. You just need to be fucking patient. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, and
Eh.
if you wanna spend money to fuck a girl, just go fuck a hooker or something.
Well, easy for you to say. You live in fucking Amsterdam area. You're not living You're not living in Carson City, Southern California, where you can pay $400 to meet a girl at a crack motel that you don't know if you're going to get set up or not. And then when
Yeah,
she opens the door, she only has 4 teeth.
yeah, I don't know, bro. I just have a problem. Like we talked last time about like self-improvement. I'm not against self-improvement. I used to steal books about self-improvement, right? But I think like right now, like when I was younger, right? In like the 90s, you would have books like Wayne Dyer or Tony Robbins or whatever. You had like a few people talking about this shit, right? So these books were actually made out of an honest intention, like an honest interest in these subjects, and they just wanted to write a book and help people out,
Oh,
right?
that's it. They're not grifters.
Exactly. Nowadays, everybody's trying to sell you a masterclass or a tutorial, and the only information they have is from another book about masterclasses or tutorials,
Yeah.
right? And like the whole idea that you have to improve yourself, I don't like that, bro. I don't like that. That's why everybody is a fucking insecure little bitch right now. Oh, so you're not muscled? You're a little bitch. Oh, so you don't have a Mac game? You're a little bitch. So you know what I mean? Like it's like the dark side of like self-improvement. I'm not
Yeah.
saying you shouldn't self-improve, but you don't have to.
Oh yeah, that's I agree on that. I can agree with you. You don't have to, but if you want to, there's certain things you got to do. But I see your point in the sense that if you do want to improve, it's kind of hard to sift through the bullshit, I guess, because everyone, like you said, everyone and their mother has a master class or a workshop or something.
Yeah, there's guys in the basement jerking off all day telling you how to get the best girlfriend. Fuck you. You know what I mean?
Well, there's also some in the penthouse jerking off. I'm telling you.
Yeah. But the guy who's actually killing it, right?
Yeah.
He's like he's like an
slaying.
alpha. He got
Yeah.
money. He got his
Yeah.
game on.
Yeah.
He
So
ain't gonna
like
go.
shift.
Yeah, he ain't gonna go on the internet. You know, that's the same with these money making things. Oh, I'll teach you how to make $1,000 a day, bro. If you know how to make $1,000 a day, you don't need to sell me a motherfucking masterclass, bro. You know, like fuck off. I don't know.
But coming from someone like they would call you in the sphere in the manosphere, they would call you a natural. I can say, like easy for you to say, dog. Like
Why you don't think? No, it's not true because like I have had lots of periods where I felt like unwanted. Right? That's just part of it.
Naturals can feel like that, but we're talking to guys that are, dude, that they can't even have a girl acknowledge them because either their self confidence is so bad, or they're so ugly, literally ugly,
Yeah.
unattractive, or they got no money or whatever. But man, not that you had a lot of money and stuff, but the stories you've told me, you always had a big friend. Like everyone liked you. A lot of people liked you and shit. You know?
Yes, but even then I could be like insecure. But yeah, okay, so maybe I was fooling myself. But isn't everybody fooling himself?
Yeah, man. Like even the Chad Roans like feel insecure, I'm sure too, but they're still slaying though, more than the average guy or less than average guy.
Like often also what people forget is that like, okay, so you're mad because some girl didn't like you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you think you're like, oh, I'm not good enough. But then on the other hand, you had like 3 girls you didn't like trying to get you and you brushed them off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's something that as a young man and teenager, like there's been so many times when I probably like brushed off some girl that actually, as they say, has genuine desire for me.
Yeah.
That because I was chasing some fucking Stacy or Rebecca.
Exactly.
That probably didn't even like really have half the amount of desire for me.
Well played, my friend. Well played.
Yeah.
So yeah, I also remember like when I was young, I never wore contact lenses, so I didn't see shit. So I probably like lost a lot of like interest because I would like stare at people and they would like try to engage and I wouldn't even realize, right? And then they would think I'm like fucking arrogant or something.
So you literally couldn't see them.
Bro, no. I remember
The
like
hell?
sometimes in the evening I would like bike through my town or something, and then people would yell at me like, "Hey, hey, hey,"
Mm,
and I would like get scared. I'm like, "Oh, these guys are gonna kick my
yeah.
ass or something," and then it ended up just being my friends,
Mm,
like.
yeah.
But that's the same way. Yeah, I don't know where we got that, but
I don't know.
yeah, the brushing off, like I don't know, bro.
But actually,
Like
that makes you more attractive to girls too.
yeah, sometimes, and
Yeah.
unless you do it too often, then they get pissed off.
Hmm.
Like the worst thing you can do is like not notice the the signals for like a long time, and then they
And
get
singles,
pissed
yeah,
off.
yeah,
Then they get pissed off, and you lost them,
right. They
right?
don't. They're not that patient. They won't. They only can be patient for
I don't
a
know
certain amount of time.
if I can if I like look back, like the best tip is
Uh-huh.
just be fucking funny, bro. Just laugh with them. Just
Yeah, that's for
engage like
sure.
friends,
That's yeah.
right?
We have a name for that though.
And then lure them back to your house.
You call them your goldfish.
Just feel them up, bro.
I feel them up. Okay.
But I don't know. Like that's when like look, that's when you're like 14, 15 or
Yeah,
whatever, right? That doesn't work when you're older, I guess. But
like 30 years later when you're 44.
like yeah. No. No, but like also like okay, you feel insecure. You're 21 years old and you feel
Uh-huh.
insecure. Okay, bro. Now let me tell you, that's fucking normal, bro. That
Mm,
didn't
yeah.
change for me until I was like 35, I guess.
Okay.
That's when I got like really comfortable with myself. Until that time, I would be like insecure too.
Yeah.
Maybe
You were
because
you
smoke
were
too much
insecure, but
weed. But
yeah, man, make that shit makes me paranoid and shit, and too self self conscious.
I always had the luck of having both sides of the story. Maybe you know what I mean. So I know how to be like a nerdy loser, but then I also remember some stuff where I was the opposite, right? So maybe that's my luck. That's why I never really went down the shitter, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, you never completely gave up. Like I never completely gave up. Like I've been hella insecure. Like, but
Yeah,
I always would try to, push through with, trying to hook up and meet people. I remember I
yeah,
used to go to this club. Like my cousin Will, he would he was friends with all the DJs and all the bouncers and stuff because he was a bouncer in a lot of the big clubs, and he would invite us, me and Brian the Leo, to the clubs and parties and stuff, and like we were in our early 20s while those guys were in their dirty 30s,
yeah,
and like so first of all they had their peer group, they knew everyone. Secondly, they went been through their 20s and had all these experiences and stuff, so they were pretty confident. And I remember going to these uh, parties with them, and like most of the women were older and um, like in their 30s or maybe maybe even older too. And I just felt like out of place, like in my mind, even though I knew I was the shit to a certain extent.
yeah,
Like in my mind, I was like not that confident, saying like, "Oh, these girls are too old, can't relate," and all this. When in fact, bro, if I would have been, if I would have been knew about some of these like male female sexual dynamics they talk about in the red pill and the black pill, dude, I
yeah,
could have been slaying these women about to hit the wall in their 30s.
yeah,
But I
maybe.
didn't know shit, so it was like, dude, I didn't know shit, so I was kind of like running like a chicken with my head cut off into these situations when there was a lot of abundance. But
I
because
think,
I didn't have any training,
yeah,
like I had the fucking will
but that was your
strong.
training.
Yeah, I guess, but I could have probably had not could have would have, but just for the sake of this conversation, I think I would have slayed a lot more if I would have known just a couple of these tenets that the red pill and the black pill
Yeah,
ruminate about.
I don't know. I think it's like really paradoxical also because, uh, like when you're quiet and like a little bit shy,
Yeah,
that can work in your advantage because people think you're mysterious,
for
right?
sure.
So it's
Dark
all about
triad, we call it.
the moment of like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I wanted to say.
Nah, I keep saying the moment of what?
Yeah,
The
the
moment
moment you actually make a contact with somebody, like a lot of time you're like feeling like really shy, you think nobody likes you, but then there's like three people looking at you like, "Ooh, who's this guy?" He's like really mysterious and
Uh-huh.
shit, like blah 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 blah. So I don't know.
I know. I know. Like that's true, man. That's why that goes back to what we said about you overlooking. Either you're chasing paradise with some other girl, or you're too much in your head, like me, like not being confident enough. And wow, there's like fucking three fucking fives or sixes ratings in
And
terms of
sometimes you just
attractiveness.
have to
They're
lower
looking
your
at you.
standards.
Yeah, yeah. That's what we do with last call of the night, right? Last call. Oh, we're about to turn the lights on.
Yeah, and I don't know, like I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, like yeah, I don't know. I'm getting older, so I don't know. Like, is it that important to fuck a lot of bitches? Maybe I don't know.
Maybe not for you, but I'm trying to raise a young man, a young mogger,
A
male
young
alpha of the
slut.
group. No, a young man. Man, no, he's not a slut. He's a male. He's a man. He's a he's an alpha mogger. He's a mogger. So it's a little different. So that's why I have to keep, even though I'm married, I have to keep up to date with
Okay.
these tenets to help him out.
Yeah.
That sounds like an excuse, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's hard. I know the natural urge to fuck every bitch you see, but then I also understand that it might be much nicer to just meet the girl you really like. I don't know. Maybe I'm a romantic or something.
Yeah, you are. I think in general, men are more romantic than women. You know.
Maybe.
Yeah, but no, like it depends on what you want. Like,
Yeah.
and I think probably most guys they do want to just they're happy with just one girl that'll like be show interest in what they have into them, cater to them and like listen to what they have to say, please them
Yeah.
sexually. That's a big thing. Um, maybe cook for them, all that shit. Yeah, man, that's cool, man. Even like cuddle up on the couch, watch some shitty Netflix or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever the fuck.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I was just lucky because I knew when I was really young,
Hmm.
like I got a lot of girlfriends and shit.
Yeah,
Or
you're natural, man.
yeah,
I didn't get my first
I don't
girlfriend
know.
until I was like 17 or 18. No, actually, that's not true. That's the first time I fucked. But I had a girlfriend when I was 3 years old. We ran away to the park by my grandpa's house. Like this, check this shit out. Like my grandpa was probably in his 70s, right? I think his girlfriend Maria at the time was probably in her 30s. I don't know what was going on there, man. But anyway, Maria had a daughter, probably obviously from a previous relationship because that would have made her my cousin. That's kind of weird.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, so I forgot what was the girl's name. I forgot what the girl. We'll just call her Sabrina. Whatever.
yeah,
So Sabrina, I'm 3 years old. Sabrina must have been at least 5 years old, 5 or 6 maybe. And like I just remember like seeing all these pictures of me and her, and she's all like hugged up on me. I'm basically like just got out of diapers and shit, and like
yeah.
girls all over me, the pigtails and everything. Uh, and maybe I'll use. Oh, never mind. Anyway, but anyway, like she had the bright idea to go. Let's go to the park, and not come back. So me, a simping 3-year-old, is that considered a simp if you're 3?
Yeah, for sure.
She led me to hell, dog. She led me to the park. And we ran away, and they fucking had to get the police to look for us and shit. And when we just came back to the house and was like, "Oh, what's wrong?" And they're like all worried about me. See, this is why the Bible and the Holy Quran tell you that if you let a woman lead you, she will lead you straight to hell.
Of course,
Yeah.
they're demons.
Yeah,
No,
that's my
whatever.
first girlfriend.
I used to have this. We have
Yeah.
my. This one's gonna go definitely on private, bro.
You sure you want to talk? Oh, we can always,
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
We'll keep this one. We'll keep
Yeah.
this one. So yeah, my parents they had like friends and they had
Uh-huh.
like a daughter. So I used to see her all the time when we were young. right? And I don't remember what age we start, but you play doctor, you go kiss, you go
Yeah, yeah.
feel. She was like my practice girl. I didn't even like her, bro. Like the moment, the moment we were not like at a family thing, I would like just diss her the whole time, right? But then when we had like a family thing, we would always be like rubbing up on each other when the birthdays be going on,
Yeah.
right?
How
Hoping
old were you?
nobody, I don't know, from 8 till like 14, 15.
Fuck, that's awesome.
Yeah, we would
And
always
she
do
wasn't
that.
related to you?
No, no, of course
Even
not.
better.
They were like friends so far.
Yeah.
And she was like a
Yeah.
little bit like unwanted. So then at school, she was
uh-huh.
also there. We had like
Ugly
this
Betty.
school outing, right? Or
Yeah.
when we go on a holiday with school.
Uh-huh.
And I just fucked her in the bed next to another dude.
What? You were like 13 or something?
No, that was like when we were like 15 or something.
Oh, okay.
We were like on a holiday with school. We were like lying
Uh-huh.
in bed with 3. But then I got horny in the night. So I just
Yeah,
fucked
yeah.
her. I would just fuck her, bro. I would always
Yeah.
like lure her to my house and fuck her. She thought it was
That's
funny, dude.
awesome. Better her
I think
than
that- I think
that
that-
dude in the bed.
I think that broke my reputation, though. I think he talked, maybe.
Yeah.
And then all the nice girls, they didn't want me anymore. That's
Well, they didn't want you in the like overtly, but covertly they wanted you. Probably.
Man, when I was young, bro, I dissed some really beautiful girls that liked me because they weren't popular. And then like 3 years later, they would be the most popular, and I was like, oh fuck that shit up.
So you're all about status, huh?
Well, sometimes
like the Kim Kardashian lit.
at school, that's important at like high school, right? That's when you learn that shit. Right?
I don't know.
I
I went to all boys school.
I
So
remember.
don't know.
I remember I dropped my friends like from the lower school, like basic school.
Uh-huh.
That's how we call it. Like I dropped them like real quickly when I
Bad
went to
habit, huh?
high school. I was like, bro, I can't hang with these guys. Fucking
Damn.
fuckers. Still listening to ACDC and Metallica. Yeah, bro, you're gone, bro. You know.
Like we need to listen to some hardcore fucking Dutch electronic music or fucking NWA or something, whatever the fuck. you listen to.
Yeah, well, that was
Yeah.
like no, but you like that's what high school does, right? You learn these hierarchies, right? So you're
Yes,
like,
man.
this guy's
you
a
learn?
dumbass. You
Mhm.
know, like fuck this guy. You know what I mean? Like
Well, you
I'm
learn
gonna
that
hang-
status matters, right?
Yeah,
In high school, right?
especially where I came from, because there's like a mix of like
Uh-huh.
rich and middle class. You know,
Yeah.
so it was
Mhm.
pretty like walled off, if you say it like that. Like you
Yeah.
had like the upper echelons, right? But that's all because they just had money, bro. You know,
Right.
like their parents had money, so they were like the upper class, right? They have the best clothing, everybody cool with them, and then you had like the, I don't know, like the rockers, you know. But
Yeah.
in Holland, that was pretty like lame. Like I know in America it's like really big, but
Mm-hmm.
for us that were like lower class, you know, the people who sit on the ground in their filthy clothes. Then you had, then you
What the
had-
hell? Thinking like Little Orphan Annie or something.
no, you mean you know these guys, you know, like
The
play
hippies.
guitar, yeah,
Is
but
it
then
like,
the
But
rockers,
rockers, yeah.
yeah, you know, and then
They
were
give new meaning to the word grunge,
yeah, like
the
grunge,
heavy metal.
grind,
Yeah. Yeah.
So then you had like the criminals.
Mm-hmm.
That was like with me and shit.
Like you.
I don't know. How did we get here? No, I don't know.
Yeah,
but
but
when
status. We're
I,
talking about status.
yeah,
In high school, you learn about status is important.
yeah, you know, like who's like a nerd, you know, like in
Mhm.
like a loser or something, you know, like
Yeah.
you don't want to hang with these people.
No, you don't.
You want to be cool, bro.
Yeah, man. It's all about being cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So much so that even today, like even though I know, I have a knowing that shit don't really matter. But then again, it's like it does in a sense that, especially in these little internet communities.
In the end, in the end though, it's all about your attitude, because like
Yeah.
like for me with like the rockers and shit,
Uh-huh.
you know, those guys, like there would be some of them who actually would wear, how do you call like the spike hair in the middle? How do you call it?
Mohawk.
Yeah, like a mohawk. And some, you know the difference, right? Some people are copying, you know, and
Yeah,
they're still like
authentic.
losers.
I
But
mean,
some
not
are,
authentic.
yeah, and some are authentic, right? And they're
Yeah.
just cool dudes. And these
Yeah.
dudes, they can hang in all the echelons, right?
Yes.
It's like if you're a faker, you're just a faker. You know, it's like not cool. But like, what did I want to say with that? Like, I mean, it's all attitude. You can be on every group, but if you have the good attitude, you can hang with everybody. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Right. No, yeah, that's what you'd be doing. You'd be all over
No,
the
well,
place. Like,
they thought we were weird because we were the first ones, like being like hardcore on ecstasy and shit. That wasn't like a normal thing. They
yeah.
would kind of laugh at you, but at the same moment they would be scared at you. So it doesn't really matter.
It's better to be what they say. It's better to be feared than love sometimes.
Yeah, exactly, bro. I
Yeah.
didn't even know how much like people always thought I was like a, a weird, scary criminal or something.
Hmm.
I would hear some stories about me, and I was like, "You don't even know, bro.
Right.
I'm just a loser like you." Yeah. People
Now,
think I
okay,
was
now
into
that's
some crazy
that's high.
shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that's like okay. That's what you learned in high school. You learned that status is important. What about looks? What about looks? That's important too in high school, right? Because you're talking about these girls that well,
Yeah, but not particularly your face, bro, or your body. That's also not what's up because, like like I said, some of the most beautiful guys had like some ugly faced dudes, right? But then their attitude and their clothing would be on point. You know what I mean? So like sometimes
yeah,
with these nerds, I used to love the nerds too, right? But I would only engage with them like one on one because I know everybody would think they're stupid or something. And then sometimes I would say like, bro, why you wear this shit? You
uh
know?
huh,
This is the reason why people rag on you because you look like a fucking idiot, you know. But then probably
yeah,
their mom bought it for them or something. You know, it's like I don't know how to explain. You know, you can be ugly and still be popular. You know,
but yeah, you can be popular, but but don't necessarily mean you're gonna fuck, man. Like
if you're
your looks
nice,
matter. Well, yeah, but like a looks you a guy that like because me like for example like if you don't talk a lot, really. Now I talk a lot, but back then when I was younger, I didn't talk so much. But like I thought athletic build, like shit. I got this whole mixed thing going, so like good got blessed with genetics.
you're a fish, bro.
Yeah, just picture if I was a human, right?
Yeah, oh
I
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of look
Okay.
like I kind of look like a combination of a, a, a young Obama mixed with a little like Ricky Martin.
Oh yeah, yeah, for
so,
sure.
so
Yeah.
yeah, so like I didn't have to say much because a lot of times if I did, like girls would be feeling me and like me and like, but if if I said something stupid, I probably could fuck up my chances. So to them, maybe not to other dudes in our peer circle, but to the girls, bro, licks were very important. What face and body and
Yeah,
like
but isn't that only like first impressions? Like if you're in
what
like a social circle, like the attitudes and your behavior becomes more important.
um for long term stuff, yeah. But looks definitely gets your foot in the door. Looks really gets that spark
Yeah,
from the
maybe.
woman, I would think. We gotta talk to women to figure this out. But in my opinion, yeah, the looks really get you. Because dude, like in
But you would
college,
have to
man,
talk to every woman on earth and get an average.
I think we'll just start with 100 or 50. That'd be sufficient. But you're right. In order to get like an accurate whatever, but
Yeah, because everybody's different, bro.
yeah, I'm thinking, cause dude, I'm thinking about college, bro. Like I never fucked so much in my life than in college, man. And
Yeah, I
half
wish
the time I
we
didn't
had
talk much to
college.
these women.
I wish we had
Like
that shit in Holland. Then I would have definitely go to
that's all.
college.
That's all that was important, man. Like,
Yeah.
and especially the way they have it set up in America, where it's all about like they have these things called dorms, where
Yeah. Yeah.
everyone stays. We had a
Where you,
co-ed dorm, one
where you
side girls, one side
slip each
boys.
other Mickeys and fuck them.
Nah, man, just go and watch the VHS tape of the Mac or the Five Heartbeats or something stupid or Dumb and Dumber, and
Oh
like
yeah.
15 minutes, 30 minutes later, you're in there, boy. That's all it
Yeah.
takes, man. Location, location, location.
Yeah.
And that was all about looks and shit. Because Brian, he was my roommate in college, and like we used to just walk around, go to class, go to the dorms, and see people. And after a while, like we ended up meeting girls that we would see all the time, but they would never say hello to us. And we used to say, like, when we finally like met up with them and met them for the first time, they'd be like, we'd be like, hey, why don't you guys ever like say hello to us, or like, act like we thought we didn't like you. They're like, we thought the same thing. We thought you guys were stuck up.
Oh yeah, that's what
Yeah.
often happens, right?
Yeah. But that's actually, like you said earlier, that's kind of a sexy thing, attractive trait to girls too.
Yeah, and also like looks are mostly clothing, attitude, self,
Right. It's a
self.
combination.
Yeah, yeah. It's not all. It's not, bro. You can be like physically really ugly, and then, well, I feel bad for you, but most people aren't that ugly that they can't like sharpen up.
For sure. It's one thing if your face is literally deformed.
Yeah,
Good luck to you. I'm sorry for you, but like if you're like just normal, yeah, you can make it look better. But that's why, like, the reason you hear us say mogging, which means male alpha of the group, which means basically being as physically fit as you can. That helps big time too.
I remember.
Especially if you're not the best looking person.
I think about the black pill now, like Howard in The Big Bang, when he tries to use these fucking
These terms, yeah.
You wear like an eye patch or something to peacock or whatever, or like
Oh, peacock, yeah.
like
Yeah, that's definitely a red pill, black pill term.
nagging, right? Like giving.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I know it.
Wait,
I know it.
there's a character in fucking. I don't watch that nerd shit.
Yeah, Howard is
Big
like
man.
a fucking nerd, and like in some
What?
episodes, he like.
Oh no!
He like tries
He's
that
talking
shit.
about that shit.
Yeah, yeah. He
I gotta
comes
watch
with-
it now.
He comes
Now-
with like a
you should've told me
flamboyant shirt and like an eye patch, right? And then
Yeah.
he tries to nag on Penny. I think that episode she punches him in the eye or something.
Look
I don't
at
know
you!
what
Look
to
at
say.
you, waking wizard, using terms like nagging and.
I know
peacocking.
everything. Like
What
I
the
remember,
fuck, man.
I remember reading one book
Learn something new every day.
when we were young, and I might be able to find that book, or maybe you know it. I don't know if it was a Dutch book.
The
or not.
game, Neil Strauss.
No, not even that one. This was about like it even talked about being at the police or something. It was about like psychological shit, and it was about like a pretty ugly dude getting all these girls, and it was just about the way he would feel about himself, the way he would present himself, right? It's like, yeah, I have to ask Tony about that. The other thing I remember from that book is like when you're at the police, they don't have any like things to distract you, or
Yeah.
to make you like nervous, or what you can do if you want to make somebody nervous, you just put the objects on the table and you like move them toward the other person a little bit, to make him feel like closed off or something. I should find that book because I'm just babbling right now. But I remember it stating this guy wasn't beautiful, right? He was actually kind of ugly, but the way he presented himself, yeah. So I don't know, yeah.
The way he presented himself made it attractive. What by
Yeah, the
wearing-
way he would stand. I remember he would
Okay.
like put his thumb in his jeans. How do you call it?
Uh-huh.
Like above your belt, and then with your
yeah,
hand.
that sounds like fucking Tom Cruise '80s like corny shit.
Yeah, I don't know. But in the end, it's just the attitude, right? You can do all
part
the
of it.
tricks.
Part of
You
it.
can do all the tricks, but if you don't have the attitude, it's not gonna work.
Right.
I guess.
Right.
Whatever. So why is
Also,
this called
height.
when DMT goes wrong?
Because it's the wrong. Because we were supposed to talk about when DMT fails or goes wrong, but we started to talk about this looks, money, and then looks and status. But let's talk about money right now.
Yeah.
Money is important too, because I remember in high school I used to have. Cause I went to a preparatory Jesuit school, and dudes would in freshman year, dudes would pull up in Range Rovers, and they just have parties and there'd always be like fucking hella girls in there and stuff like that, and it's always the guys with a lot of money, man.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
But
so
with that money also comes the attitude.
yeah, exactly. Confidence.
Like
Yeah.
Like girls also like to find some really fucked up guy who they can change. You know, that's
Yeah.
what they also like. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? Oh, look at this poor motherfucker.
Well,
You
they
know?
like that at first, but not after
Yeah,
being
yeah,
with them
yeah.
for 6 years or 7 years.
If you don't change,
Yeah.
they don't like it anymore.
No.
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Yeah.
People have to figure it out
Yeah.
themselves.
Well, that's what we're trying to do. And you know what? This is why you're officially a black pillar now. I got
Shit.
you to talk about black pill shit for what 35 minutes and counting. Dude, you're a
Yeah,
black pillar now, man. Congratulations. Welcome.
whatever, bro. I'm an ecstasy pillar,
Any
bro. Oh, fuck you.
you're a what?
Ecstasy pillar.
Okay. Pillar.
If you want a girlfriend, go to a
Yeah.
party where they take ecstasy, then take
Uh-huh.
ecstasy. Make sure the one next to you is taking ecstasy, and then just go sit next to her, and you'll end up fucking. Don't worry, bro.
Okay.
Doesn't matter how you look.
Hey man, and yeah, try it. And let us know. Come by the hyperspace Discord and put what happens in the trip reports, even though that's like some some interesting sexual shit. Since you're using ecstasy, it goes down as a trip report.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want to buy some ecstasy, you can
Hey,
email us.
yeah. Any okay, so any final thoughts on money, looks, and status, aka the black pill?
Wait one moment.
Oh God, yo, this is perfect. This is the real black pill. What's
Sorry,
going
I'm,
on out
I'm,
here?
I'm, I'm simping right now.
See, that's what I mean. That's
One
exactly
moment.
that's
Yeah, bro.
synchronicity right there.
Fuck you. I got a girlfriend. So suck my motherfucking dick.
You can't be a black pillar anymore. You're actually with a woman.
Yeah. No, final thoughts.
Yeah.
Don't worry if you're insecure. Don't
Uh-huh.
worry if you're ugly. Just
Yeah.
live life, bro.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, that's true. But
There's somebody there for you. If you get out of your fucking closet, realize you're gay.
the vital closet.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, man.
I
Yeah,
don't
just
know.
get out there.
Do you have to
that's
go?
true, I agree. Nah, but this broadcast got to go. Yeah, we would. Yeah, we had to put him in. He had this. See, it was like perfect timing. We're talking about black pill simping and all that shit, and I think it's
Yeah, right. Bring us
his
up to
partner
speed.
called.
Oh no,
His
shit.
woman
Okay.
called. His woman called. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So, what do you guys think about that shit? Do you think looks, money, status is what we're really dealing with in terms of male female dynamics? That's what the black pill is basically.
you
Yeah.
go ahead, London man. I'm rolling a spliff. I need to think.
Okay, go ahead.
I,
What do you think, Big Dog Winner?
basically, I think is what we're seeing is what we used to do when we was teenagers, being played out all
Yes,
again.
sir.
Right, the mind state.
Yes, sir.
when a girl wants to get with you because you got the looks and the car and the status, right?
Mhm.
But when you get to a certain mind level, you realize that's not the one. You want security, right? But
Mhm.
dumb broads are overlooking the security when they get to a certain age, just to be, the 3 or 4 status party and get, fast cars all over again and bling bling lifestyle instead of like settling down, secure the bag.
Right. Right. That's so they're looking long term, huh?
Excuse
They're
Mhm.
looking long. They're looking long
Oh,
term.
well, they got it twisted. They should be looking long term.
Oh yes, I mean they should be. You're right. Yeah.
They should be. to secure the bag, right? Secure that bag,
Right.
but no, it's not happening. It's yeah, stories about I've been single for 2 years now. I've been single for 4 years. I don't need a man. That's what you hear from these modern day girls now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all you hear. And but part of that is because as they say in the red pill and the black pill, they have the term riding the carousel.
Okay.
You guys are familiar with the carousel, right?
You tell us a little bit.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
imagine.
Carousel.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a merry-go-round, but it has horses that go up and down.
Yeah, I know what a
Up
carousel
and-
is, but how is
Well-
it? How does it? What's the metaphor?
Well, I mean, you heard no disrespect to the wonderful ladies and they're listening and whatnot. We love you. We're not talking about you. That's my forward. And
Hey,
you
who
heard the
are
whole
you?
phase, right? The whole phase when a woman's like in her maybe a lot of times in her 20s and she's expressing herself, her freedom, right? She's taking advantage of all those men that are like, that are just loving her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And with that, it was the metaphor of the carousel, where as the carousel goes up and down, and the woman rides the horse, the carousel, just like she metaphorically would jump on the man's cock. This one up and down, and then the next one up and down, and the next one up and down. Therefore, riding the carousel, carousel. And I mean, in a way, especially in this modern day, could you blame her in a sense? I mean, it must be like everything you see is pushing them to want to do that in general, right? Be yourself, be free.
Your environment.
It's all about pleasure and hedonism.
Uh-huh.
And they're taking advantage. Right. They just want to have fun. So this is hey, what's going on, Hanko Flame? How's it going, bro?
Hello,
So-
NPC or
Hello.
Gabriel, whatever you prefer.
Yes, it's Gabriel sufficient.
Sucker.
Alright.
Cock rod. That's Rupert, bro.
Hey,
He,
dude. Welcome.
no, I mean you're talking about the cock. That's actually the full term is called the cock's carousel. Riding the
See?
cock carousel. Yeah.
Yeah, I put the emoji symbol in the chat just in case someone to use that.
Right.
No,
there it
thank
is.
you. Thank you, Hank. I like that. Look at that. Look at Hank. With the gang script. Internet
you
gang
got it.
script. Hieroglyphs. No, because think about it. Like I remember I've dated girls in the past when they were like women, where they were like, yeah, I haven't had a boyfriend in 4 years. And you're
Yeah.
like, if you don't really are not aware, as they say, red pill aware, just aware, you'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, she's cool. She hasn't had a boyfriend.
Is she a lesbian?
That means that she was sitting and crocheting in front of the TV watching The Voice for 5 years. That just means that she wasn't committed to anyone, right?
That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Because free stuff. Free stuff is great. Don't you love free stuff?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That means that means she was exploring her options.
Right. She was exploring her options, right?
Mm.
Right. And society's telling her to do that. Okay? Even some parents will say that aren't I wouldn't say based in some like traditional way of doing things, Yeah. The modern woman and all that. Yeah. Because they always say a man would do the same thing, right? However, are men and women the same? That's another question.
So, yeah, that's a good question, Explorer. So, right now, men and women's just useless labels. So, we should go one layer lower and see if biology-wise is male and female the same, and it's not.
Right.
You have that shooter and the catcher, and you have to use one of each to have a chance of reproducing. So,
Right.
So over that, we have man and woman that are labels that goes on top of male and female. I guess 99% of the time it lines up, but there's 1% where it goes all wild. But 99% of the time, male matches to man and female matches a woman. But it's not significant though. Just remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely in the genetics differently, the law of gender and whatnot. But yeah, I would say men and women are definitely equally valuable. right? As gifts
course.
from the Most High. Yeah.
Is this piece of stone more valuable than a piece of wood? You know, I choose the exile flavor here, with all due respect.
Well, in terms of Minecraft, because I was watching my son play Minecraft earlier, it's the same. I mean, they both build. It's just that
Right.
one's a little
It all
stronger than
is.
the other.
That's
The
it.
problem, you know, the problem where I honestly forgot what the initial point was, what the question was, but the problem
Oh,
is that
about
we're
like men and women. I think I didn't ask the question until right now about they're different, but it was until the context was
hey,
you see the women expressing themselves sexually free when men would do the same thing, right, in the same position. But then I said, are men and women different? And I guess I was referring to the roles we have
yeah,
in
yeah,
you know, in
sure
life.
looks like it.
Yeah.
Men are
Look,
stronger than women
that's
in general.
a curse we have these days. Is where we're just so afraid to acknowledge differences in each other.
Right. Yeah, totally afraid, huh? Yeah.
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 Damn, you better watch. You better watch out. The thought police might show up.
Bring
It
it.
might, yeah.
I'm going full Dick Masterson. Men are stronger than women. Look at that.
Dick Masterson.
Yes.
I've heard that name before. Who is that?
Oh, right now he's a podcaster. He hosts a Dick show.
Perfect.
That's very
Right, he went on
emasculate
Dr.
name.
Phil.
The first and the family name, Masterson, and then
Masterson,
Dick,
yes.
Masterson, yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So physically stronger or what?
Yes,
Mentally?
men are stronger than women on that.
Yeah.
And there's you can prove that scientifically. There's probably a bunch of studies.
How about this? Emotionally stronger? Even though I don't know how we can quantitatively measure that, but in terms of anecdotal evidence, we'll start there. I would say women are pretty strong emotionally, even though they do. Of course, they flip out and shit, but some of those motherfuckers can get you.
Imagine this though. Basically,
What's
have
that?
like the power to draw nutrients from your body, put them together to the point where you have drawn enough to form a new human, and then let the human grow inside, and then let it come out. That seems powerful as fuck, though. I'm not.
Yeah,
That's pretty powerful.
Yeah,
especially when you say it like that.
And you know what? You know what? The crazy thing then is like, you know what? That wasn't all that bad. I feel like I want another one. You know what? So that by the time the stitches are healed up, she's back. That's nature.
That's the main difference, I think, is men. We have our roles that urge, yes, the urge to merge and to urge to spread the seed, right?
Yeah, be the arrowhead, you know. Or no, what's that character from Mortal Kombat? Get over here.
Sub-Zero thing?
Yeah,
Sub-Zero says that.
That's us.
Scorpion.
You know? We throw out the grapple. We shoot it out to draw in, to draw into the hole. The hole is the lady.
Yeah.
The house, the base.
Right. London, where you were at, were you gonna say something? Or
no, I just got back and you mentioned my name, so that's perfect timing.
That's perfect. Yeah, I was gonna bring it back to high school because these brothers are making good points and whatnot. Do you think, at least where you were at, your location, that the guys were at an early age, they knew the game and they weren't being as much simps as they are now in general?
Yeah, definitely.
All these women were running them around with their head, with their head cut off.
I mean, in every hood, every corner, right? You'll get simps and you'll get heroes. All right, you get simps and you get heroes, and especially if you're coming from the hood, it's easier for a simp.
Oh, you think so? You know so, huh?
Definitely.
Can you explain?
Definitely. Just by the do's and don'ts, right? There's codes, right? There's codes where depends where you're coming from, right? And you know, it helps you get by. You know when they say stuff like money over holes and shit. That shit is, you understand? That shit is, so it's just like it's almost like from my hood to your hood, you know, from your corporate side to that corporate side. It even applies in the corporate system. Just the road and the corporate system is not far apart from each other to some degree. And
That's
And
right. You brought that up a good point the other day when we were discussing that. It's the same, bro. It's just one's a little bit more formal, the other one's semi-formal.
Yes, I'd say it's the same thing. It's
Yeah.
just, one of them
Yeah.
just gets registered, and the other one doesn't.
Right.
There's a
you
Secretary
see-
of State entry, and it's a corporation.
Yeah, because you see, even in the corporate world, the dynamic shows you that how men are seen as a head, even though we work together as men and women for sure, like a team. There always has to be a head, right? And in general, the masculine way of doing things, especially in the corporate, is the masculine way. So much so that the women that excel are pretty masculine, huh?
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
in some sense, yes. But where I work, the women are still feminine, even though they work in masculine roles. So
Okay.
I'm just lucky that way.
Yeah. 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 I mean, one of the greatest things that Tupac said was money over bitches. And remember too, he made the distinction between women and bitches. In that
Yes.
song, "You Wonder Why You Call Me Bitch."
Yeah.
He's talking about people that are like hater Karens, like that Dolores Tucker, trying to get his shit thrown out, even though he was speaking to the youths, you know, and whatnot. And yeah, help me out.
No,
Which is
and he made
legit.
it. Okay, I'm glad you
Take
said
the
that
pass.
because look, he
Thanks,
he
bro.
made it clear on description of women. Like you said, he mentioned the bitches, right? Then he mentioned the hoes, right?
Mm-hmm.
He mentioned the women, the mothers, like the ladies. You understand? Their mothers.
Right.
You understand? It weren't just his mum he's talking about. It's a demographic of women he's talking to.
Yeah.
You understand?
Right.
So there's different levels of characters. Like we said, you get the hoes, you get the bitches.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? A bitch isn't a hoe. A bitch is a bitch. A hoe is a
Exactly.
hoe. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
A
Yeah.
Brenda is a Brenda. You understand? Like
Yeah.
there's different
Yeah.
levels he's showing you. But he speaks to people. He don't just rap. He speaks to you and you and you and you and her and her and her.
Yeah. And why should somebody like tell you can't listen to it, bro? I could see like a parent doing that for the kid, but like a person that's a elected official trying to do that shit, that's wild, bro. Like in the 90s,
It
you
would.
guys, that was crazy. Like in America, a lot of these senators and whatnot and reps, they would try to ban rap music.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Yeah, we could sell the ICs now. Try it again. Try playing
Yeah.
or demonic Pokemon or Power World, wherever we're gonna play.
Just a different
Just
door.
try it. We're not gonna follow the
Yeah.
law because it's stupid law. We'll beat you in court. Everyone thinks it's stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. The funny thing is out here in right, Hank, like in San not out here. Like my heart's still in San Francisco, Bay Area, Oakland, but like up in there in San Francisco, the main proponent of stopping Grand Theft Auto was a representative Leland Yee. And it was saying it was degrading the youth and it caused violence and showing bad behavior, promoting theft, Grand Theft Auto, and all that
Yeah.
shit. And come
Same
to
with
find out, bro.
Armageddon.
Yeah, it was. The first
Lowering
time I
crime
saw
rate,
it, I was
isn't it?
like, "Would you say, Hanky?"
Is Grand Theft Auto lowering the crime rate?
I mean, I think it would be. It's getting people that they're able to get their vices off at home.
Yeah.
Playing that like a
Yes.
decompressing. Yeah,
And will show you the consequences of the gang lifestyle because you'll get arrested or get killed by the police. You get police
Right.
stars and stuff.
it doesn't end well. It never ends well, huh? Yeah.
Yeah,
And well, the
unless you
guy
have
was
cheats, like Trump
Fuck.
does.
like Andrew Tate.
Yes, like Andrew Tate or Donald Trump.
But
If
he
you
still
have
got
cheats,
caught.
yeah, but you got the stars away because you won the presidency. So.
He got because of Trump over there. Trumpelstiltskin, almost Christmas time.
Yep, you win the presidency, the stars just go away. Just
it
write
does.
that down.
Yeah, but they're all hypocrites. That's what I was trying to get to. Like the guy Leland Yee, representative of San Francisco, this Asian man, businessman and rep, California representative. He had this campaign and he was being self-righteous. Well, 10 years later, after that campaign that failed, thank God, he was caught in one of the biggest embezzling and real estate scamming in San Francisco history. Yeah.
Well, look here.
Well, he just didn't want the competition. He just thought this game Grand Theft Auto as a freaking crime simulator. I don't want these kids getting it in my business.
Yeah.
What's up, Sasquatch?
This damn rap music's corrupting the youth.
Yeah, these whippersnappers can get my business and get and they want to cut. They got taught me, so we can take the education away.
Right. So that the leopard print with the whole. What does this make? What do you think of Too Short? I think Too Short. I don't know if I'm answering your question. I think he's amazing, and I often forget about him, even though the time I was becoming a man, I actually lived in his neighborhood, Eastmont, the Eastmont neighborhood of Deep East Oakland, over there in 79th and Hillside. Yeah. That shit's crazy over there. But yeah, Too Short's the greatest. He taught us how to say, bitch. I can't even say it right. It's so late. Bitch. That's a trademark. Short dogs in the house. Yeah. Like Leonard said, there's a difference. A bitch, a hoe, a woman. You said a Brenda? London man?
Yes.
If you're there.
Yes,
did you hear me say something like a Brenda or something? A Brenda? What'd you say? What is that?
Brenda had a baby.
Oh yeah. Brenda had a baby. Tupacalypse, right? His first album. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The girl that's perpetually pregnant.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
yeah.
God damn. Talking to folks.
Yeah. He was straight telling the stories for the untold of the untold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That carries a lot of weight when you do that, when you put yourself out there. You know, when you put yourself as a leader, because he literally saw himself as a leader, and people I know literally almost prayed to him like he was Jesus when he was doing this stuff. Like he was their thug lord, bro. That was no joke.
But is that really? Yeah.
There's a reason why he was his last album, Machiavelli. He was on the cross.
Right.
Remember that?
Yeah, of course. But I always felt it must have been the labels and shit. You know, even though he act crazy sometimes.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure he has definitely some creative input with that, right? Definitely.
You know that whole thing with when they finally, quote unquote, when they put him in jail, then somebody slipped him all these books, make him get smart and shit.
Oh yeah. I think he was smart already before. He was pretty intelligent.
Yeah, but that's where I guess they took him for the cause, or maybe they took him off the cause. Who knows?
Yeah, because his story was, you heard his story if you watched the documentary Thug Angel. He's from Baltimore area, but then he had his teenage years, formative years in Marin City, which is, if you see the Golden Gate Bridge, it connects to San Francisco, and the other side's Marin County, which is like one of the most affluent places in America. But in Marin County, Marin City, it's very affluent. But in the middle, it's called Marin City. There's a place called the Jungle, which is one of the most ghetto places in the Bay Area. It's kind of like where, you know what I mean, the upper echelons just needs the help. It's where the help live, you could say, right? And that's where he grew up. And his teacher, when he was living in the jungle, as they call it, was his woman, and he lived with. This is weird. Now, and I would never go with this. She had a husband and kids, and she let Tupac and his friend stay with her when he was when he was in high school, and supposedly she gave him the astrology books, The Art of War, all this stuff. Right. He was like into poetry. That's where I think that's where it really started to flourish for him. Right? Yeah, in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Yeah, save on rent somehow. I'm
you gotta save on rent.
Yeah.
Yo, you imagine that though? I mean, as a teacher, like your wife's a teacher, okay, let's say, and she's like, honey, I got something to tell you. I'm letting my two students who are from the Marin Housing Project and Jungles come over and live with us. Don't worry.
Just pay on the 15th and the 30th, please.
You want that check, huh?
Absolutely.
I get that check, yeah. Yeah. Good thing that people are more trusting, and not everyone's like me. But Yeah, I guess if I didn't know the black pill and the red pill and some other stuff, I probably would be like, okay, I want to help him, which I would. I'd still would want to help him, but that's an interesting situation. Would you gentlemen let some young men staying in your house, some men in their 16, 18, stay in your house for an extended period of time?
When I was younger, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe by yourself, right? Would you?
Yeah, and
What if you had a
single.
girlfriend?
Yeah. Because right now I'm thinking, it depends on the situation, but not a random.
Yeah.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck that. I'm definitely not taking some other dude in the house with the lady here. Get out of here.
Yeah, because even if you trust, I mean, anything can happen. Anything
I
can
get
happen.
priority on the brainwashing. That's the deal. I don't care whose genes it is. I get priority on the brainwashing. I get to do the programming.
Oh, you want to program those young black men, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
I suppose. Well, that's what they actually tried to do. I mean, isn't that
It could have
also
happened.
true
She could
that
have been
in the end-
operative.
Isn't it fair to say that would Tupac have had lived and maybe been left alone, which at that point must have been impossible, but that he could have done good things or would have tried to do good things?
Yeah.
I think
so. Yeah. Yeah.
And that,
His mother was a Black Panther. Always was into activism and revolution, right? Yeah. But she also was allegedly a crackhead too.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many stories with that Tupac theory there, right? I mean, if I never see certain clips and certain videos, right, I would have just thought this guy was just born straight thug life, like in the mud.
Right.
Yeah, me too.
Far from it though.
Makes me think otherwise, like, hold on, but I've seen this clip and that clip. Why are you talking like this now? What's going on here, sir? Like, using a bit, but
I think it's just, I think he's way
different.
more sensible and sensitive, like intelligent and kind of like soft, a gentleman. But
he was.
that don't sell records.
Yeah. He is and he was. Yeah. He's a Gemini. If you're going to talk about astrology language, his personality on default's a Gemini, right? And the bi personality. On one end, he's a gentleman, a lover king. On the other end, he's literally on the other side. He calls himself an outlaw. That's how he defines himself. He literally became it. But then he has like his albums. You see the dichotomy where there can be some of the most epic gangsterisms ever put on wax, and then on the other end is some of the most introspective love songs or interpersonal struggles. He can put it out there too. That's Gemini nature right there for sure.
Yeah, that's a big
going
fact.
back and forth. Yeah. That's a lot of things, dude. Like we got a lot of people on the panel where it's always talking about Bible this, Bible that. That book goes both ways too.
They barely read it.
It contradicts itself a lot. There's a whole website where this talks about the contradictions of it.
More than one website. There's a bunch of websites. And they use it pretty often because they don't know what's in there.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. Actually, I actually came across something on my YouTube timeline, and someone actually posted a few of the contradictions. I have to have a look through it actually. Today. Yeah.
Interesting. We probably could say the same thing about just for this thing about like a man should be the head of the house. There's probably some scripture like that, and there's probably some other scripture saying no. The woman, I don't know. Yeah. So, but that with that said though, the cameral nature of the Bible is kind of like Zen theory, because look at all those Zen sayings and stuff. It's always, it could be this. Oh no, it could be that. This or that. This or that. Sound like that song. You can fuck with this, so you can be with that. You can be with this. This is where it's at, right?
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, that book kind of draws a line with the equal, right? Because,
hmm
and it puts man on a pedestal of a woman, right? When
Yes, it does.
really it's about the third party, the child that they're bringing forth, right? All the,
Yes,
co-
sir.
all the, all the thoughts and, the, how would you want to call it? Practice should be going towards the child, right?
Yeah.
All the care and attention from both sides, the mother and the father. Right. So I think that's an important lesson that they should be teaching in the Bible, like mother and father, for the child's sake.
Both of them. Yes.
Hmm.
No matter how it gets done, because in this modern age, things happen, right? And
Yes, sir.
sometimes living together is not conducive to being good parents, and we can mean the best, but you can co-parent in a way that's strong and that helps the children, right? But you got to be on the same page, right? And yeah, but that the both parents are necessary, man. Like I see, like, bro, part of the reason why I'm kind of up now too is because I was kind of amped. My last class on Friday night is a bunch of eighth graders, and I've been trying to teach them this last couple of weeks about giving them the foundation about writing essays. In this case, a 4-paragraph essay, introduction, 2 body paragraphs, and the conclusion paragraph, and how to do an outline and diagram before that to set it up. But so I'm doing that, and I realize, at least for me, what I was taught by my teachers, and I see it in life, how this is a foundation you'll use for the rest of your life, not just high school and college, but your career, or even expressing yourself, your ideas. And dude, so I've been in the zone trying to help them, and then there's some of these the same student, this young man, who was, interesting enough, he's one of the few mixed kids in the school, in the academy. His father, I think, is from England, and his mother's Taiwanese. But I'm pretty sure the father doesn't stay in the country anymore, so he's just raised by his mom. And this kid, bro, is that typical what you hear about, like, single mom shit, where acting like all reacting to every little can't take any criticism or corrections, gentle or gentle or a little bit more stronger. He flips out and always has to talk back, and you can tell. And I am assuming too. Who knows what's really going on, but you can tell that there's no discipline, like masculine discipline there. And if it is, it's not showing. It's just strange. And that's what I mean. Both parents, I think, can help with that type of stuff.
I'm not sure 2 parents is enough. I mean, it usually takes
That's
a
true
village.
too. Yeah, that's a good one too.
Hank. Damn.
Yeah, that's a good one, Hank.
Yeah.
Facts.
You're
Yeah.
not wrong there, bro. That hit home.
Yeah.
I just thought of some things when I heard that. Yeah, boy.
Mhm.
You're not wrong.
Mhm. Hank,
That's
you,
hard.
gold star for Hank. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. But be it you have a whole village, 2 parents, or 1, we still got to get it done, right?
Mm.
We still got to get it
Affirmative.
done.
Gotta
Yeah,
get it done. And that's a fact.
got to get it done. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, the school system, the way it is crazy. Like I know my son, he's 6 years old. He's in 1st grade. He's a good boy, really good, really. I'm not just saying that, other people say it too. However, it's weird, bro, because knowing what I know about the school system and whatnot, and like how I did a shows about this like last month, about like how John Taylor Grotto talks about the hidden curriculum is obedience, right?
Oh,
This is what the real curriculum is for the school
yeah.
system, and I see it because my wife could be helping him with his homework, and he'd be like, "No, teacher wants it like this." It's like, bro, your first teacher is teaching you right there. Your mom, listen to your mom.
Yeah,
I love your teacher, whatnot. She's good, but fuck her right now, metaphorically. Listen to your mom, but he's so into the state. It's like, damn, this pull is strong.
Mm,
That obedience and whatnot.
that's it.
Yeah.
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 And it shows, really, doesn't it? It shows.
It does.
Hmm.
It shows. It shows you when they get older, because all these little dynamics I'm witnessing at the academy are the same stuff that goes on in the world and the squish reality. But I see it here because I deal with the being an expat here and not really kicking in with the expats in Taiwan. I hang out with more people on the panelverse and tapped into the metaverse here than I am out there to keep it 100. But I see some of the same dynamics, guys. It's wild. Yeah, it's just in a more in the adult form. You know.
That's it. That's it in the adult form, but
Yeah.
still children at heart. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Rube, what do you see? How do you keep your head on straight?
He's probably rolling one up.
That's how he keeps his head on straight.
Yeah.
Who does he have that? Who does he have? His dad on there? Prince Charles? I mean, his uncle, Prince Charles. Is that Prince Charles?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's he talking to?
Poked.
He's a Gib.
He's getting poked by one of those how you call it? The guy who passed away, Rockefellers.
Oh, Rockefellers. Oh, okay.
Rothschild. Sorry, Rothschild.
Okay. House of Rothschild. Huh? That's he's a fancy lad.
Oh shit!
You remember the fancy lads?
Oh Lord!
Look at this. What's that movie called? With Chris Elliott. When I look like Big Sister. I sent it to you. Here, let me show it to you. Cabin Boy. Yes, Cabin Boy. Let me show you Big Sister. We gotta get a good laugh about Big Sister, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hank, I know Hank will enjoy this too. You there, Hank?
Yes.
Okay, you ain't rolling one, are you? Let's see.
Negative. I'm eating shrimp.
You
right
said
now.
negative.
I'm eating shrimp.
Shrimp.
Shrimp. Well, okay, steak and shrimp. Yeah, it looked good, but not like cold shrimp.
What shrimp is it? Gumbo shrimp, fried shrimp.
Yeah, it's fried shrimp. I'll just show it to you. I got my camera.
Bubba Cup. He's gonna show us this. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got from
Tucking that lip, boy. DJI Friday.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah. Okay. I went there on Sunday. That shit.
Oh shit.
It's fire.
Confirmed.
Look at that.
Shrimp a lot.
Shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
Sir Shrimp a lot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Muslims will be like, I don't want to. No, I want you to enjoy your meal. I'll tell you
I want to make sure Neurojack's officially scared. There you go. I think that's enough.
Is he watching?
I
was surprised.
know.
I heard him the other day on Annapurna broadcast.
Yeah,
I thought he went away or something.
He came back, so he was on the Machine Lives yesterday as well.
Okay.
I was like halfway through it till you came on live, so I watched you instead. I can go back to that later.
I appreciate you. You value us over a restream.
Yes.
Appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate that. Shout out to Machine Live. He was in the chat earlier. Yeah.
Yep.
I heard there was a new character unlocked on the 27-minute mark of the last TML broadcast.
Yes,
New character
Lilith.
named Lilith.
Yep.
What's up with her? New character unlocked.
Yeah, apparently she is another Satanist.
Oh my God, they were kidding.
Yeah, another Satanist, and she.
Mama Celie wasn't kidding.
Yes.
Oh my God. If I get this message when I'm in the London, I was watching you when I was in between classes on Flow States. What's her name? Mama Sue Lee, the mod. She was like, "Hey, the NPC, a new character's been unlocked on Machine Lies." Is the person named Lilith? She said a new Luciferian character. Well, Hank, are you officially one of the OG Luciferians?
It depends on your interpretation. Okay. So I'm both Christian and Discordian because I always want to keep a spare religion, just in case someone gets a super effective attack against me. I want to
pull out the blammy, Linda.
Yeah.
The other religion.
Yeah. So, in my opinion, no. But other people might say, well, because you're not a pure Christian, then you must be a Satanist.
Let them talk their shit.
What does it mean?
Why you eat your shrimp? Why you eat your shrimp?
What does it even mean to be a pure Christian?
So I just have one religion instead of two.
Yeah. What is a pure Christian? Who defines that? What is it for?
I don't know who defines it.
I like big
But
shrimp.
I know, I figured it
can't
out.
lie.
The church daddies, yeah. The Ortho Bro church daddies define the real Christians. Unless you're not an Ortho Bro, then they don't even matter. So
But
to ask your church
I'm
daddy
gonna look at it right now,
if you're a real
Leopard.
Christian or not. There you
But
go.
the church daddies are touching the children.
Yes, yes they are.
Mm.
With Jesus.
And
other things.
Whoa.
The church daddies for sure. The Catholic, because no matter what, I mean, technically, no matter what Christian you are, you are under it's under the umbrella of the Vatican, huh? The Roman Catholics.
No, and if you say you're not, then you're not. It's just
Okay,
like that.
that's true too.
So I
I'll give you
divorce you,
that.
I divorce you,
now
then
I'm
you're
being
not
dramatic.
under the Rome anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a Unitarian Universalist and I'm a Discordian. They're both creedless, so they're compatible.
And then
But
that
I'm trying
means
to
that
be
you're
Christian
with.
still.
That means we bring it back to this. Shout out to Leopard Print for getting this clip right here. Let's see. Let me see. She found the clip. Well, hopefully Machine Lies give us permission to use this.
I wouldn't have asked them anyways. I would just use it.
I'm just kidding.
My friend NPC likes to say.
I like
as,
Machine, but I would still use it. We're promoting and cross promoting, right? There we go.
As my friend NPC likes to say, right? New character unlocked. as my friend NPC likes to say, right? New character unlocked.
I love it.
As my friend NPC likes to say, right? New character unlocked.
I like it. Thank you for clipping that. Let's see. Oh, how do you play the whole thing though?
No, listen, you just Oh, I know. You hit the go to this mainstream button. It's right. Watch real video. Watch full video.
Oh, watch
it's
real
right
video.
there.
There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
As my friend NPC likes to say, right? New character unlocked. All right. But the thing here is the fact that the dude couldn't answer my question 4 or 5
Good looking out.
Right. And
I love that.
And then we're gonna go on a interrogation, where he's gonna cross-examine me all of a sudden. It's like, nah, this isn't gonna fly like this.
Did you guys see what happened?
You don't get to ask me questions and call me retard.
What
right?
happened?
And that's not how this is.
Yeah.
There's a Lilith.
I just wanted to say I'm sorry if I realized I had my YouTube open. Okay, guys, I'm
no
sorry.
worries. No, it's
sorry.
okay.
New
Well,
character a lot. What the? You know that woman? You know that creature? That beautiful creature?
No. Oh, first
No,
time.
Wow.
Lilith 218.
Isn't Lilith the one from the Book of Enoch?
Yes. That Samael's wife, I think. Yeah.
She was a bit wild, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Isn't she sent to the underworld or something? No, that was Hera. Was it not Hera?
No, it's but there's a bunch of them. Bunch of
there's a
wicked
bunch of
underworld.
them, Yeah.
There were those bad girls, right?
Absolutely.
Naughty.
Yeah. They're really fun.
She was the type that if you were trying to procreate, she would want to be on top, right?
Affirmative. And God didn't like that. Unless he does. It depends on what canon you're using.
God's like, if I'm going to watch, I want to see everything. You can't be on top. Oh, shit. Yeah.
Pray for your answers.
Right.
Or just pick a canon.
Did you see, remember that show Cheers from back in the day? Cheers? You guys were probably not even born yet.
I know
the show Frasier. I don't know if you heard the show Frasier.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
in
you
the
heard that
90s.
Yeah. It was a spin-off of the show Cheers, which was about a bunch of drunks in Boston at a bar, and one of the guys there was a Dr. Fraser Crane, and his wife was named Lilith, and she was a real bitch, bro.
Yeah,
probably the quintessential Karen. Yeah. Remember her?
You never got to see her, though, right? Is that the one?
No, they showed her.
Did they show her?
That was another one. I know what you're talking. I'm trying to think about what you're talking about. Where they never showed the woman. Now Lilith was a bitch.
Hold on. Was that his brother's wife?
Niles' wife. Yeah. You're thinking about his. Yeah. They never show her. Mm-hmm. You got it. Yeah. You got it. That yeah. That was yeah. What's it? Shutterback said something. TML. Those Ortho bros were disrespecting TML when he showed up. Really? Wait,
yeah,
Glenn Lawrence is on that shit. He's fucking with them.
Well, he was protecting Jim Bob because Jim Bob's a little bloody at TML because there's a good matchup. Yeah, TML's a good match against Jim Bob, so Jim Bob is just kind of screenish.
Jim Bob?
He's
the guy in the red cap.
Yes,
he's big, right? In the.
Yes, he's rattled. I don't know if he's big. He's rattled though. So because
I'm saying he got a lot of subs. I know that in terms of subs.
He is big. Yes, he has a lot of subs. He makes a lot of money on YouTube, and he's an artist. He's actually making a print, but he's a professional artist.
Well, it says right there he had 328 people watching. That's crazy. It's a lot. Yeah. Okay. So these guys, they go around debating people about religion. That's their thing.
Yeah, and I even had a long form panel with Jim Bob after I had a panel with Steve McRae, and I beat them both. I have to re-upload that as a special. Let me get the link for that.
Hey, what?
Go ahead, London.
Did these people call out the Machine Lies? I think a few people tried to call him out, but he's always got like his shit covered.
Right, he does like front to back, huh? Yeah,
almost.
They wipe from the front.
he almost has everything.
Shout out
covered.
to the big energy in the house from New York City. The shifty one. What's going on, dog? What's up, brother?
Just chilling, man. Yeah. How's everyone
Sound
doing?
good? Sound a lot better than before.
Oh yeah.
This guy was breathing fire before. He had to take a break.
Yeah, I was battling a nasty cold, but you know, it's just the weather has been very bipolar here. But I mean, you see, I think just by looking at this,
yeah, you saw this.
Machine Lies. He went into an ambush. You know,
so he did. Look at this.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're making fun of him. You don't go into enemy territory if they start disrespecting you and stuff. I mean, this is just like they're beating up a dead puppy. And really, if I were him, I would have just said, "You guys are all frauds. You guys are pieces of shit." And tell Glenn Lawrence that he is a divorced steroid freak piece of shit.
So
and, he sucks Andrew Wilson's dick. So
that's we get.
I'm writing this down, London. I said like divorce, check. Sucks Andrew Wilson's dick. 3. Well, I forgot 2.
Yeah.
He's. Do you say steroided?
Yeah, steroid freak. That
okay,
will probably,
that's number 2.
That will probably die. And I heard that he has like a blood clot somewhere. I don't know. I'm not really.
That was real, right?
Yeah.
And
so here's the thing:
the level of intelligence that this guy has, and you cannot debate logic and reason when you're in an ambush. You really gotta just go. If you're versing an enemy, it really comes down to this: who has the better, like, dominance and presence. And unfortunately, he's also not cammed up. So, and you got like Mr. Teriak, the spaghetti man, a piece of shit, like disgusting dick rider. And you got these other guys that are just losers. Like, you could just look at the guy with the red cap. He's just a loser. Like, look
at his name, Jim Bob. He's trying to be ironic, but come on.
So here's the thing: you can indeed you can indeed win 4-on-1. I won against Aegis 5-on-1. Pretty much, you could give them a lot. You gotta hit them really hard when they come in.
I don't
But
know why they bother.
You guys are talking over each other. Hold on, one at a time.
Oh,
yeah. So you can.
I don't think shift was done, but go ahead, Hank. You were trying to. You get it off, man.
Yeah, you can definitely win 4-on-1, 5-on-1, but you have to pretty much be ready with your script, and you have to go quick because they'll try to silence you. But if you get like 30 seconds or a minute to put them in disarray, so you can definitely win.
Okay.
I've done it before.
Well, let's see if you can back that up, Hank. So it's gonna. How many people we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 people. So how about this? 1v4 against Hank. I'll pick the topic. Should women vote? Be allowed to vote? Let's go.
Okay. What are we doing?
All against Hank. Hank, what are you going for?
I'm gonna say
I don't hear Hank. I don't.
You can't hear him? What's wrong? Oh shit!
Are you playing?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
No, I knew.
Nobody can hear him.
I hear him,
but I knew he couldn't. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, couldn't. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't hear him. That's kind of weird. I'll log in. And
can you come back on? Yeah, come back on.
You're listening to the YouTube by chance?
I was like, bro, look at Shift is bulldozing Hank.
Yeah, you know what? I heard it, right? But then at the same time, I was thinking, I bet it's one of those problems where they cannot even hear each other.
Yeah. No, Shift wouldn't do that unless he didn't like you, and I think he likes Hank. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Don't get on Shift's bad side or Hank. So Hank, I mean, according to Shift, he was saying that he was going into an ambush.
Yes, he was.
And they tried to disrespect him on some like dirty debating tactics.
Yeah. So what you do is just ignore the ad hominem, go for the point, go for the kill. So
he was doing good. Didn't they flush him though?
I didn't get that far yet. But I think they did. I know they backstaged him a few times. I don't know if they flushed him or not. But you just go for the kill. And once you get that kill shot in, they can't even rebuild their argument. They decided they had to change topics. That's when you got that.
Yeah.
If you force
but I see what you're saying. But like Shift said, Machine just has to put that camera on, bro. And he just by aesthetics, he fucking
yeah.
He fucking just sons these guys, bro. Looks like Rod Zombie mixed with fucking a cool ass Richard Ramirez.
He looks like he's part of the Rage Against the Machine.
Right.
Yeah. And also
he would kill them.
And a lot of these guys, like, they don't even follow their religion doctrines. Like, they don't.
They don't. No.
Yeah, so it's kind of
Rupert, your camera's not. Excuse me, Shift. Rupert, your camera's not connected. It said your device is not connected. That's why I can't bring you on. Go ahead, Shift. You said that they don't follow their religion. That's what you're saying. Kind of hypocritical.
Yep, hypocritical, and they want to talk about free will, but the way I see it is like we all have free will. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know whether we're gonna live or die the next day, so you might as well make the best of it. And those philosophical questions that you can't really answer, I mean, you shouldn't spend too much time thinking about that because it's kind of out of your control. You don't really know. So it's best to go into the unknown and see what you could do. You know, I think that's what's so beautiful about life. So
right. Yeah. Shadow Buddha was saying that they were making fun of TML for Islam and disrespecting them completely. That's not cool. Yeah, to be fair, TML went on the panel and didn't know about the stream ahead of time. Okay. Yeah.
But that's what cowards do, and in general.
You mean them, not Machine, of course.
No, not Machine, because at least Machine, he doesn't really go into the drama, and I think these guys are trying to make fake beef for nothing, and it kind of shows their life in full display because they have to talk. You know, it's one thing to criticize a person because they did something, right? It's another thing just to just make fun of a person without really no basis. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
And it's interesting enough that like Machine is one of the few people practicing Muslims I know in this panel verse anyway. It doesn't mean that there's not more. It's just the ones that presents them, lets it be known. And I have to say, I don't know about y'all, but I've learned more about Christianity through Machine's research and lectures than those panels. You know, when I tapped into those other panels that claim that they're, you know, Christians and all this shit. Most of the time they're talking about like they're trying to be like, it's like a pissing contest that who's the better Christian. You know? It's weird.
It's really just the Machine lies because, like, Officer Tarek doesn't know anything about Christianity or Islam or magic, even though he wants to talk about all three of them. So, so it's pretty much just the Machine lies. He's a special case when it comes to religious people.
And anyway, Tariq, the spaghetti guy, the loser, he has no credibility. He's a loser. He's just he's a dick rider. That's what I see.
Yeah. So. Why do you call him the spaghetti eater? Where did that come from?
He looks like a slimy, disgusting, like a guy that crawled out of like a woman talk show sewer or something. You know, like that lesbian. He looks like that lesbian.
Oh yeah. Oh wait. I think I found him, dog. I think I found him. I know what you're talking about. Check this out, bro. Tell me this is exclusive footage, folks. Of the spaghetti eater.
Holy shit. Yeah,
that's the spaghetti eater, as you say, right?
There's something else on.
One more, I gotta get the video for you. We've never seen anything like this before.
Yeah,
I love that.
Oh my god.
It's super cozy, dog.
Yo,
super cozy. How many people in the panelverse he thinks house looks like that?
Majority.
Yeah. You got this little space with the TV, with the computer screen and the nice mic.
Yeah, that's Sarah the Rotten Tomato.
You know? Oh shit. Yo, shout out to El Perro. What's up? How's it going, Keith? Good to see you, brother.
Yeah. I don't think the panelverse understands like how much we could roast. Like,
it's an aesthetic choice.
That's a good question. More homeless or more clutter? I say clutter.
Clutter.
I say clutter.
Yeah, I could say clutters too.
Because you have to have a stable internet connection.
Well, you don't have to, but more of them do have a stable internet.
Their lunch or dinner, depending on where you're at. Yeah.
So there's a reason why I refrain from just calling everyone losers. It's because it's very easy to get that reverse on you. You can change the standards. It's too easy to get reversed. So I refrain from trying to just say loser failure.
Okay, you refrain from that, huh?
Yeah.
Shout out to El Perro.
Yes, it's too easy to get that reverse, and in fact, most of the people who says loser, 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 they ain't winners anyways. They don't have that eye on the ball.
Well,
I try not to say that.
But the thing is, with this guy, it's justified because he doesn't offer anything substantial. You know, he's just the writer, whoever's on a panel. So it's justified.
So
you're talking about Teriyaki.
He doesn't have a. So what I would say instead is that he is a sycophant. That's what he said.
Okay, that's better actually. Actually, that's a good one. So spaghetti sycophant. Okay.
Alliteration too.
Yep.
Spaghetti sycophant. What do you think, Wizard? How's it going? I mean, granted that the man's not here, the spaghetti teriyaki guy is not here, so I wouldn't want to talk about him too much.
Well, I'm not going to talk about teriyaki. I'm going to talk about the semblance of the situation that was presented in that video. You got this white trash family that's doting this idiot, and you got these colored kids that are out there really wanting to go somewhere in life. Well,
dude,
that's the dichotomy that we're working with. It is.
Wow.
You got these people. I grew up in foster homes, and I'm telling you, the white side of things where they dote their children. See, in foster care,
I did not. Look at this. Look at this. Look at she has a tray. Like she's Mr. Belvedere.
Hold it all the way up there.
The only reason it's not on wheels is because the path isn't wide enough.
It's probably covered.
We don't even know what the ground looks like.
The warehouse of work estimate in that. That's embarrassing.
I do have to give her kudos though. She is not afraid of having bare walls.
No art. Wow. Maybe she's Muslim because like the Wahhabis, they say you can't even have any representation of Allah Subhanahu. It's on the wall. You can't have anything on the wall. So who knows what's going on here? She's yeah. No, but Wizard, I think you shared. I appreciate you sharing your narrative last time you came on, and you were. I think didn't you say like the family that adopted you and a couple of your brothers and sisters, like they thought they couldn't have children, and then once they had children, they treated you completely different or something like that, right?
Yeah, it was. They were told they couldn't have children, and so they adopted. And in adopting, they ran foster care, and their setup was they would take in 3 children because that's the family size they wanted was 3 children. So they would find children that were 3 together, and in our situation, there were actually 5, but they couldn't take all 5, so they only took 3. Well, then they got pregnant, despite the fact that they weren't supposed to be able to. And so again, I ended up with the same situation when I explained about the foster care, where I saw patently that I was treated different than the other one, and that's the thing that's been embedded in my mind since I was put up for foster care is, fuck you, you ain't my daddy, I ain't gonna listen to you. Period.
Yeah.
That's why I am the way I am today. It was seeded in me as a child.
Right.
And that's what many people don't understand. The first 7-8 years of a child's life is what forms them. It's what creates them. And that will last a lifetime.
Yeah.
Very, very true on
Facts.
that. Yeah, it's absolutely destructive, and it shows, and unfortunately, I think it's just expanded upon, especially in this era, in this climate, political climate. It's just the children really do suffer because we're at the age of, what we call hypercapitalism, where it's about profits and earnings of corporations over people. And many people think they voted a person that he's going to change things, but they don't realize the amount of corruption and deception the person is saying, and they still get screwed at the end of the day, because if you actually look at it logically of what he did, like say for Trump, for example, I hate both sides, okay? I look at it logically. He did not bring jobs back. He did not fix healthcare. He did not do anything really that helped the country in a meaningful way. He did put tariffs, but we had to pay the price. And he exported more jobs in America than ever. So I think it's going to be the same old BS. And if there's tariffs and stuff like that, then we pay the price. And they want to cut like basically programs like, say like Social Security and Medicare and stuff like that, that really, elderly people need. It's going to be a big problem, and and then he said he wants to cut the Department of Education. I'm like, all right, but what's your solution? Like, how are you going to improve that? Like,
well, the thing there, I think he's correct. When it comes to that public education, understand, folks, that's the dichotomy I'm talking about with slavery. You end up with Pink Floyd, another brick in the wall. They're just cycling those children down a production line, and that's what they're doing is they're producing military slaves.
Do you see what's behind you, Keith? This the beautiful backdrop. Supposedly, allegedly, who knows what's really going on? But that's North Korean children being sentenced to death they're 7th and 8th graders for watching South Korean soap operas.
How dare
Korean
they?
dramas. Yeah,
Well,
those are children and then those are their classmates sitting in the stands watching that.
Yeah. And what better way to destroy an entire generation of your own country's people?
Mm-hmm.
That's destroying them. If you think you can survive in your lineated thing as time goes on without taking advancements and productive uses and imagination into account and bettering yourself, you probably don't have a very wise leader.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I saw that you brought your kids out to the you're making them aware about what's going on over there in the Middle East too. I think that was pretty cool how you shared that. You know,
you have to.
Yeah, that was dope.
I want to add to that. You know, to basically what he's saying, like how there's no advancements in their lives, and ever since the great financial crisis, you have seen more and more people, instead of like these scam artists and con men, they say, "Oh, you don't need a college education. You don't need this. You could just do an online marketing thing," and they don't realize that's a huge scam. And then other people think, like at the end of the day, like the corporations, they love that because then they don't have to give really good jobs. They can just make people work as Uber drivers or some other nonsense and cut the benefits and export jobs out overseas. And then, with less education, and most people don't even know about this, America never fixes its problems. It's really disgusting.
So here's the issue. Here's the big issue. The actual college education, most of that's also a scam. Most of the education's a waste of your time. So that's why I'm actually supporting the structure of the Department of Education.
And we have to look at this. Yeah, not all colleges, I'll agree. We have to look at this Uber thing, this Uber Eats and everything. If you look at it in the grand scale of things, like America is outsourcing its corporations, that's the exact same thing as local delivery or local people, local proprietors are outsourcing their delivery to a foreign entity, and that's the problem. We have to understand that our problem is not keeping things local. When we start learning how to keep things local and start producing things local, that's what keeps the monetary value inherently local. And this is why we have a problem with import and export taxes and stuff.
Yeah. Rupert, what's going on over there in the Netherlands? What's word on the street?
Yo.
Rupert, what do you guys think about this last week? Word on the street. Yeah, can you hear me? I can hear you.
Yeah, okay, fine.
What's the word on the street about over there about the Trump stuff and what most people think about America? What's going on over here? Over the Netherlands Coalition of the Willing.
Hey, it's oddly quiet, don't you think?
Yeah.
I feel it's oddly quiet on both sides.
Yeah.
In America's case, both sides, I mean. After the, shit's shaping up, it's bad. But over here, I don't hear that many people. Some people say, oh, yeah, he won. That's what they say. The big thing here now is football hooligans with a certain nationality riling shit up in the city of Amsterdam.
Football hooligans.
I saw that. Yeah.
Causing the cabinet to fall once again.
Do they have shaved heads?
I don't know. They wore masks at some point. Started to put on masks.
Whenever I see that, I think about psyops. Like what they call it, actors. But some of that's legit, though, I bet. Yeah.
Well,
the rage out there.
It did. Well, the big issue here is that nobody talks about the causes. Everybody pretends as if there was a football game, where then after the game, the fans of the one team, the out team, got attacked by locals. And then to make things worse, obviously, this is in this case, an Israeli team getting harassed by mostly Muslim.
Oh, that's what it was. I didn't see that. I know that's context.
Oh, bro, but it was way organized because these people were already in the city. Both sides were way organized. It's crazy, but honestly, I don't know. I don't like the topic. It's
like that's why you're not saying that.
Well,
that's why I'm trying to force you to say something.
I don't want to get the ADL on your ass or some shit.
Well, you can say code words, but essentially, they keep it under wraps because most of the European Union and most of America, they are basically, like who do you think funds most? Who do you think America gives most their money from? To the tribe, and they protect their own people. Yeah, they got their own agendas.
It's a big idea.
So ADL, don't be racist. We have at least 3 black males on panel. Don't be racist. And 2, education is scam because I can't. If I call around schools and ask, "Hey, how would I mount this Raspberry Pi 3 in my goddamn pencil box like this?" They won't be able to give me classes that say, well, we don't do it because the laptop manufacturers don't want you to compete with them. That's why I know school's mostly a scam.
The fuck?
I tried doing it. I tried doing that like last year. I can't get straight answers on like anything. They just say, well, here's the classes we're going to sell you. Well, which ones to do if I want to do this?
Well,
they don't have any freaking idea.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I think like if you want to become a doctor, a lawyer, engineer, something that provides value to society, I think it's great for that. But I think schools that are for profit, for-profit colleges, those are scams. Like, and I think they should eliminate liberal art degrees like basket weaving or like what is it, like art and some other music. I think it's kind of worthless because you're not going to get no great job that adds value. Because if you were a great artist, you'll be making paintings and selling millions of dollars for it. Or if you're a great musician, then you could easily run an orchestra and get money that way.
The way I see that, though, bro, if I may, real quick, you might accidentally cause some sort of like creative impulse in a person's mind that could translate into other areas, like coming up with new tech or whatever. Like it's more. I think the 7 liberal arts or whatever that is, that's more priming the mind to be in a certain, adjusted to a certain, reaction. I guess.
I would say less schooling and more education. That's what I say. That's why I'm for the destruction of the Department of Education because it's more of the Department of Schooling.
Obviously modern schooling, most of it's, obedient to workers. We need
those. That's what we was talking about, yeah. What's the difference between education and schooling?
So schooling, you just regurgitate. Education forces you to be creative. So your video games are more educational than most of your classes.
Well, you said to get away with, in terms of the getting away with the liberal arts, but some would say that the liberal arts, the true liberal arts, like the trivium and what's the other one with the tens, that's actually a holistic education that could prepare you to be actually of value to society. I mean, a good society, maybe not the modern American society, but in terms of being a self-actualized human being.
Yeah, that's more in the broad sense,
that's good.
Educate the civilian.
I think also the sciences, like the hardcore science, like chemistry and physics and stuff like that, I think that's very, very beneficial, like scientists and all that. I think that's actually useful. Even certain aspects of philosophy, because it teaches critical thinking and good judgment. I think that's good too.
Yeah. Like all the scientists I know are here because of my family. It's like my wife's father. They always share he was one of the forerunners in biomedical engineering, and a lot of his colleagues that I know today that are still around, most of them are either Christian, very devout Christian, or Buddhist, Taoist. But the point is, there's no atheists. That's the interesting thing about it. And they're hardcore science. They take their science very seriously too. Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe they help. It helps. It goes hand in hand for them.
Because unfortunately, they don't get paid enough. And that's the sad part. But at least like the people there, they're really trying to advance humanity. So they're kind of on a different purpose. But I think if you want to incentivize like really good education, then pay the good teachers more and have the ability of eliminating bad teachers. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, don't worry about me. I can learn whatever I need to learn on the streets. I'll go through Louis Rossman's repair videos, and I'll figure out how he mounts stuff that's. I'll figure out how he mounts tabs that are broken. Then I'll use that technique on this, and I'll figure out how to mount this Pi and whatever monitor I'm gonna need put on here and all the other stuff. So I've learned on the streets since the schools suck.
Well, that pencil box is fire, Hank. Like most of the pencil boxes I used to get were too small. I couldn't even hold all my pencils.
Yeah. So yeah, this is I got this for less than $1, and it's probably. And once I figure out how to wire the battery and the interface and that monitor, then I'll know what. Then I'll need to know what. I'll figure out what I need left. So
it's gonna be very interesting what happens next year once Orange Man is in office, because he says a lot of things, but let's see what he actually does.
He'll do what he always does. He's gonna screw around on the X.
You know the Deus Ex game?
And did not do his job.
It's a new world.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
They're laying the cornerstone of the Brave New World. That's what it is.
Oh, the Brave New World, yeah.
They're going further enough. They're going to go all the way to Brave New 1984. So it didn't really matter. It didn't matter who won. The platform was the same. So
yes,
you're right.
It's a different. I
felt it was. Yeah, if it was Kamala, it would have been the boot. You know, it might have been a nice, joyously colored boot, but it would have been a boot. But now it's going to be the high tech auto injection euphoria. You know, not in our times. You know, we can just hang out on the Discord here.
You know what's if they're gonna cut regulations, right? You know who suffers the most? It's us, because then there is no protections against the fraudsters, the con men, and the scams. So the scams are going to get even higher and higher. Like I already see.
Then we had to deploy more scam baiters to make scamming less good.
That's why we need to educate.
Yes, like educate on the part of. That's what I do on my channel. Is like pretty much expose like kind of like how they do it, how marketers do it, and also the grand picture of things. Of how in the finance in like Wall Street, they're the biggest crooks. They pretty much control everything. It's a mafia. It's crazy.
Yeah, what's your channel? I have not subscribed yet.
Yeah, I'll put it in the right now. I'll put it in there. While I do that, I think Shadowback had a comment or question for you, Shifty.
Yes.
Can you read it, please?
Also, a lot of student loan borrowers are scared because there are rumors they want to get rid of income-driven repayment. Many students can't pay the standard 10-year on loan. Well, that's what sucks. Kind of like it's a very high risk, kind of high reward situation, and really, it's most people do not make it. Like I didn't become a medical doctor, even though I work in healthcare. I'm like one of those other healthcare providers, but. I made that decision early on when I did my own research that it was not worth having a mortgage and graduating when I'm like 35. I'd rather get my 6-figure income very early in my early 20s and work on that and invest that money instead of being in debt. Like I think the biggest thing that anyone can learn is if you're in debt, pay it off as soon as possible and don't. It's your decision. If you want to go for that, and make sure, like, if you're going to go for that type of job, right, then you got to put all your efforts on achieving that goal, no matter what, and you're willing to die for it to achieve it. I think, and that requires tenacity and fortitude, which is not being taught. It can't really be taught. Either you have it or you don't, or you learn, or you could learn from someone, but... I mean, it's very hard to come by. Like a lot of kids nowadays, they look up to like podcasters instead of actually trying to achieve their own goals and merits. So.
Well, here's the thing: we don't give a solution to people who tried and didn't make it. there's no map for someone who went through it and failed and in debt. There's no map for it. There's lucky people we could point to, but that's just what's that called? Survivorship bias. So until there's a map for what you got into debt, you went for it, you missed. Now you need to figure something out. There's no map for it. But you can go between and say, well, they made a choice. Well, we'll make some more choices. You're not gonna like them.
Well, that's that. Well, here's the thing. That's basically the beauty of life, and also like the horrors of life. You have to weigh your decisions. You have to make a logical decision, and sometimes that's not even enough. Like it requires a little bit more. But I mean, that's something I can't really help someone that failed repeatedly. I think it's probably you have to look and re-examine your thought process of why you failed and learn from it. You know, if you're repeating
Is
that
that
same
what you were
mistake.
discussing on your black pill? Because would you do a 7-8 part series on black pill?
Yes, my black pill is not
How would you
about
sum it up in your mission statement? Or
what it is essentially is that the true black pill is not about women. It's about greed, corporation, and Wall Street, and how finance pretty much is pretty much a detriment to basically human society, like hypercapitalism. It's a detriment, and we have seen basically the corruption of it. And it's not from me. I actually get most of my talking points from a real expert, and he's been banned from the media, and he tells you straight up, like the guy tells you about his experiences. His name is Mike Stathis, and what he says is like it's not a rosy picture, but I think only the true men can stomach like the bitter reality and still be achieving their goals at the same time, because at the end of the day you could win as an individual, you could be away from the circus, but if you're part of the herd like thinking, then you're going to lose. And that's one of my tenets, which I always been preaching, is mass psychology. Don't be part of the herd. Don't ever listen to the media, and think for yourself. You know.
And I'll agree with that on that point. You think for yourself, and that's the problem. This public education system doesn't do that. It teaches us to remember this, remember that. Never go outside those bounds, because that's not possible. You're supposed to remember this because this is the way it works. When we think about this financial system, I urge everybody to relearn how it actually works, because it will work for you if you learn how to contract. Offer and acceptance. If you have somebody that comes to you with disillusioned offer, you should be able to tell whether it's disillusion.
Yes.
If,
But here's the thing about
if you have two people that think they're competent because they've gone to college, and they get together and they contract, and one ends up benefiting out of that contract more than the other, then who used their head more?
Yeah.
That's the problem. It hurts my ears when I hear people talking about student loans. Did you know those student loans are in fact fraudulent? When you sign on one side of the counter, you are signing as to the information. The guy on the other side of the counter, he's the one that's actually taking out the loan.
Yeah. And also it feeds into basically that inflation of colleges where it shouldn't be. If there was none of that, then you actually see the prices of colleges go down, because less people, like colleges will not be able to have as much money to build stupid, useless like stadiums and like funding of college sports teams and all this other nonsense. And
all for the marketing venue.
yes, exactly. And that is not like what will benefit us. Like, who cares about these sports teams? Who cares about all this other stuff? It's about doing what you're passionate about and benefiting society. But a lot of people, unfortunately, I think they're growing up as money worshippers. Like everything is about money above other people, and that's like really I've been seeing it over the years. I'm a young guy. I'm in my 30s, but
The problem is your passion's not gonna pay your bills. Your passion's not gonna get you product. You can build anything. So you're gonna need money to do anything. Money's the gas to this economy, not your passion. You can't pay for shit with your passion unless you look really, really good, and someone else will give you all the money you need.
And that's the problem with the collegiate scholarships. We have these people that go into these collegiate scholarships on a sports ride. It should be the other way around. You should be able to get to play sports if you are collegiately applicable. In other words, you have to have the good collegiate scores in order to be on the sports team. That's one of the premises they use. If that's so, then why do we have people getting scholarships on sports abilities? It should still be the other way around.
Because that's the money maker. Sports ball pays the bills over there.
Exactly.
Now it's like that. Those guys are getting paid now. Literally, the last couple of years, they're getting paid. That's crazy. They don't even go to class.
And dumb as a box of rocks.
Yeah. When I went to Long Beach State my freshman year, shout out to the LBC. I remember my friend Daryl from Sacramento was like their ace pitcher freshman year, and we're walking on the quad, and this older like nerdy like upperclassman comes by and he just gives Daryl this stack of papers. I'm like, what was that? He's this is my essays that are coming up. This guy's getting this shit, got the full scholarship, didn't have to go to class all the time because he was, making them money.
And you also see like they fail a lot, like in their personal relationships. They basically knock up like women that are determined to them, and also they make really bad financial decisions because they're illiterate in like reading things and researching for themselves. So
right. And London Man, are you still there? I want to ask him about the footballers, because over there, your footballers over there, those guys, I thought our American football players get paid a lot and have a lot of clout, but you guys those guys are like kings over there in England, right? The footballers.
Yeah, the money's ridiculous, crazy.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Mm-hmm.
And the people, the plebs, they're obsessed with as we say, soccer, right?
Oh, yes, fanatics.
Yeah.
How would you say though that like, because we were talking about hooligans and stuff. I remember the first time I heard about hooligans was from the UK. Are those like real gangs and stuff?
Legendary.
Yeah, you could say that. I mean, within the football supporters, they create little firms, call them firms, and that's what it is. They create firms in the football
firms,
support.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think they made a movie about that. I forgot the name of it now.
Oh, with Elijah, either Elijah Woods was in it, I think. Right? Yeah.
I can't even remember now.
I'm pretty sure he was in that.
Football Factory. There you go. Football Factory.
Football Factory. Okay.
And also,
that's what it was called.
Like, you could look. You could look in the Balkans, like the Serbian football team, and how they, like, against any opponent, they would like throw like fireworks at people. They would chant like hate speech and literally just beat the shit out of the other opponent, like the other opposite team. It's like really violent. Like it's.
I bet. But as growing up, that's all I used to care about. I used to go to schools just so I can play basketball or football on the team. That was my thing. But I didn't realize until later on, after the fact, that how important it is to at least pay attention to how to write and express myself, as well as the STEM courses, the science and the math and the science and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because you see all the guys that are like the popular quarterback and center forward and all that. But what happens to them once they get older?
Well, if they don't advance, then they pretty much end up as a deadbeat. I've seen that.
Like these guys right here. This is Football Factory. Yeah. I remember this movie.
When I was younger,
well,
like I injured my ankle, I tore my shoulder, and that was it. I couldn't play any more sports, so I had to use my mind, and I think that was a benefit. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this is it.
Peace.
Yeah. London, what do you have? What are you working on so far? Your next broadcast. You're still going strong with the AI book. What was the last? What you left off with that?
I left off with Death from Above.
Death from Above.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. And what was the main crust, main point on that one? What's with the eagles and stuff, right?
Well, that's to do with more of technology and weaponry. Well, I think it's happened when resets happen, plasma events or weaponry they're working on. They say they're creating new star systems, right?
Right.
Also star systems, but weaponized star systems. You understand?
Weaponized star systems.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. That's a Star Wars, right? We here in America, they used to call it Star Wars during Reagan's day.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's a real possibility, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, Tesla left off with the Death Ray, and apparently the Nazis got their hand on it. The blueprints.
Yet they still lost. Interesting.
Yeah.
Did they though? Dun, dun, dun.
Shout out to Edward Cuevas. What's up, Creature K? Good to see you, brother. Over there in what do they call that? What's that place called?
Chile.
Nah, he's from he's from Sacramento area. I can't even think of the school. UC fucking
Berkeley?
Now I sound like Rollo Tomasi.
Is it Berkeley?
Shift. Can't remember, dog.
Is it UC Berkeley?
Oh, not Davis. Chico, that's it. Chico, California. Chico State, the party school. That's the party school in California. Yeah, Chico State. There we go.
I got a scoot, guys. I'm dropping a link in the back to my stream for tonight. It's been a while, over a week since I've been on, but I'm going to be doing misogyny. Does the alpha male disobey all others? So hopefully we'll see you guys there. Be blessed. Thanks for having me up, brother.
I'd be
I appreciate you. I'm going to check that out. I have class today, but yeah, I encourage everyone to go. I'm going to put this in the main check. Check out Brother Keys.
To it. I did my
misogyny.
job.
Yeah.
Yes, it's in the front
check him
check.
out.
Wizard. Let me put the.
On his job.
Wizard.
Cheers,
Yeah, I'm a working black guy.
Mm.
A working black. I think we all work.
We just get along.
Wow, everyone. Whoa, this is the first.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure everyone on the panel has a job.
Yes.
Pro Arbeitspanel.
Is that
That's
legal?
wild.
Is that legal?
Shift left.
Yeah,
he had a job too. He has a job too. Yeah. Can't believe that.
God damn it, that's fresh. Took 47 years to be a good company.
It took 47 years. Check this out.
A 3D map of it that matches the map of Antarctica perfectly. The chances are 0.
Hey, London.
Except
what two things are we looking at right here?
What you're doing. If you want to know how I got there,
say what are we looking
I
at?
Explained it in my
what are we
previous
looking
videos.
at? That's the moon crater, right?
You can also listen to it.
That's true.
Antarctica. And it's part of our realm, apparently.
So Bigfoot footprint.
To be honest,
Wait, hold
this
on.
insight was a complete surprise
London,
for me
you
too.
know what? Or NPC, you know what he's trying to show there? What's the point? I'm totally lost. I realize it's a crater or something, but
That's of the moon. That's God give Lemseth, first of all, and he's showing what could possibly, well, through his research, is the crater that we live in, right? The other side, the other side is Antarctica, and the other
I've
side
heard of this in passing. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, sorry, go on with it then, because I was
Now we
just
know the
confused
context.
what we're looking at. Yeah.
Because I thought there was
Thanks
no
for
Antarctica.
getting clarification.
So both theories are true. You have the ice wall of the flat Earth, within the middle the North Pole, and you have the continent Antarctica. Only it is much bigger and it is not surrounded by water. There is probably no South Pole, as we are not on a little ball.
I agree, God give Lemsty, about living on the moon inside a crater. I am not too sure about the crater being so Piculus Gallus M. Here, let's take a look together. Now, this is the side of the moon that everybody should be familiar with. And here we have Sulpiculus Gallus A, Sulpiculus Gallus H, and Sulpiculus Gallus M. And if we zoom in, we change the topography of the crater, but as you see, the crater floor seems to be very much empty at this moment. Nothing in sight, no continents yet, just smaller craters covering the floor. Interesting. What is this to the bottom right of the crater? Looks like more
Shout out to
land,
Dino.
continent, Abeti. Wow, named after the famous Giorgio Abeti. And what do we have here? Isis, Osiris. Very interesting. This map reminds me of something else. Let's have a look. Bingo, Isis and Osiris. Let's do some cross-referencing with
Whoa,
the
that's
moon
the
map,
same.
just
Exactly
to
the
make
same.
sure.
Now that map you just showed, is that an older map?
Yeah, it's not something that I put together. It's a map that's already out there.
Mhm.
It's like a
That
flat
you're
Earth of
showing,
the
yeah.
realms. I'm showing, correct.
They'll have Egyptian names too. Interesting.
Let's do some cross-referencing with the moon map, just to make sure. The Isis and Osiris continents seem to be located on the same place as the moon map. This is very interesting, but why can't we see any more of the other continents? And if you are familiar with my work, you would know we already located the two-headed beast in the Mare Crisium crater, which is Australia. Located the two-headed beast in
The Zipporus eating a seal, being bitten by another animal. Zipporus has a ghastly head like that of an owl, a back that is tapered, or rather raised in the form of a sword. I've seen this on maps, many maps and stuff right here. It actually represents
in the Mare
location.
Crisium crater, which is Australia. Curtis and Eckert, the two-headed beast in plain sight. Somewhere along the line, I'm pretty.
Why do you guys think that it would be beneficial for us not to know where we live, or our actual location?
Well, I mean, the information is out there. It's just that they're spilling another narrative to us. They're lying to us until we catch them out. You understand? If you don't know the truth, then they're not lying to you.
Right.
No, I'll go with whoever is the best narrative, but they have a whole bunch of interactive models, plus the planes fly, the direction they say it would to save the most money. They have the whole corporatocracy going for them, and the corporatocracy only cares about their money. So
yeah.
So it's like if you have like a real estate guy selling land out there on the rest of the moon, then you have some competition. Follow the money.
Yeah.
There's certain things you wouldn't tell your son just yet because you want to keep him happy and naive for a bit.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. But at some point you're going to tell him, though. It seems like, though, most people have gone.
At one point, sorry, go ahead. No,
Please go ahead.
It's just that's the espressos, bro. Sorry. And just being a cunt, I suppose. But hey, listen. At what point do you tell him Santa Claus is not real?
Probably from the get-go, I told my son.
Right? And you say, look, be quiet. You can choose to be quiet in school, maybe the kids and the parents, they care.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
You know why he didn't
Mommy and
care?
Daddy.
I think. You know why he didn't care? Because the top priority was not the magic of Santa Claus at that, but was the actual gift. That's what he was. He didn't really care who gave it to him and all that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's tricky though because over here, here especially here in the Netherlands, right? We have our thing with Black Pete and Santa
Oh
Claus
yeah.
and shit. The whole thing. I
Mhm.
guess I shouldn't say we have it anymore because I think it's being phased out. But whatever. Naturally, it's a big idea.
Mhm.
Anyway, um, the parents really use that to keep the kids in line. Like they tell you, like Santa
Black
Claus not
Peter.
gonna give you.
Well,
Yeah, the same thing, but they
Yeah,
really
yeah.
tell you like he's on the roof now, like looking in.
Uh-huh.
well,
Seeing you disobeying your parents. They're gonna take you to Spain. You're not gonna get presents. They're gonna take you to Spain. You gotta work.
oh no!
Yeah, that's what
yeah,
they tell you.
I guess that would be beneficial to be using talking about the elves. We'll
Yeah,
show
so
an
if
American
you
version of that.
so my point is, if you would spoil the fact that just 1 second, Hank, if you spoil the fact that Santa Claus is just mommy and daddy, then hey, wait, all that Spain and me being on my best behavior bullshit's out the window too, right? So you want to
Right.
keep that on to keep the kid in
Yeah.
check, maybe. I
Whatever
mean, you can
works,
also
huh?
just turn the television on and sit him down in front of it, and then your job's done
Well,
as
that's
well.
what I was like telling you about. Like my son giving more allegiance to his teacher, in some ways when we're trying to go over his homework. Sometimes I would even use the thing where I'd be like, if you keep acting like that, bro, I'm gonna send a message to your teacher. You know.
But you gotta recognize that he respects authority, and that's healthy. That's
Yeah.
if he understands that. Wait a minute, that he or she is actually like the professional in this
Right.
case. Then I should listen to them, right? And that is kind of true.
Right. Because right or wrong, he sees her more than me a lot of times because my hours where I'm out, working and stuff. So of course, in a perfect situation, you want your children you want to be the top priority authority, top tier, right? But at this point, it's like, hey man, if that's working, and the teacher does seem pretty righteous, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'll
You're
take
always
that.
gonna
Yeah.
be that though, as a father.
Oh, for sure.
The
Yeah.
way I
Yeah.
see, quote unquote, see you treat him, I guess you're always gonna be that because you know what? When I lost my father, the main thing that
Mhm.
I miss, that I go like, so wait a minute,
Yeah, and
who's setting
I'm
the
sorry
step?
for your loss, bro.
Who? Thank you, man. But
Yeah.
don't fuss, no fuss. But the main thing was okay. Who sets the standard now? God damn it!
Right.
Like you gotta grab the wheel of the plane midair because it's you. It's your bar mitzvah.
Yeah, that's what someone told me. Like a teacher at the time, they said, uh, no matter how bad or good or in between your parents are, for example, your father, you have to end up being your own father at some point.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in
What do you
that
think about
sense,
that?
whatever they'll learn, he'll always, if the relationship is good, they'll always revere you in that sense.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Remember, he told me some last time where he was thinking about maybe because he's a Scorpio rising or whatever, or how we've had animals die in our family, pass away, dogs. But he was like, Dad, if you taking him to school one day, and he was like, Dad, when you pass away, I want to go with you. I was like, damn,
Damn, okay.
that's pretty heavy. Yeah.
It's lovely and heavy at the same time.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so sweet.
Yeah.
Very poetic.
Yeah. Hey, London, did you ever think about homeschooling your children? Because I thought about that before, and in a perfect world, I think I would have wanted to do that, but it just didn't work out like that.
Yeah, definitely. Especially my other half being a teacher also. That's always
Right. Yeah. But that's wild too, because like I'm a teacher too. It's like I spend more time teaching other kids stuff. But of course, I teach him things when I'm there, when I'm at home. But it's weird to have to spend as a teacher, put all that energy out. Which is a lot, Some say a burden sometimes, but yeah, it is what it is. But like, then what is there enough for our children when we get home? And that's just not just for a teacher. That's for any of us who have to go out and work a 9 to 5, or whatever. Yeah. It's just the way it is, I guess.
Things will never be the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that's fair though. Like even with all the jewels that little nuggets that Paul and Slave gives out, but just to call people slaves just because they have a job, but there's so many mitigating circumstances, right?
Fuck all that
But
noise,
Pussy
dude.
Paul
People
also has a
have
job, but he has a mommy to take care of him, so he doesn't have to drive to
That
his job
says,
and
yeah,
make
you
his own
don't have
money.
to do the dry cleaning. You don't have to do all that nonsense. Yep.
Mhm.
But that slave shit, I do not know. I do not know particularly what has been said by whom here, but I hear that and I go, look, you can draw that all the way back, back home, and aren't you a slave to your body?
Yeah, you are. Yeah. Like one of the episodes of the test stream vlog, my friend Sean from Nigeria, he was saying that as soon as you're born, your body the clock is ticking
You're
and your
trapped.
body's trying to go back into the game in the ground while your soul wants to go up.
Yep.
I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but yeah. Yeah.
Paragliding through your homie story.
Hey.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
but slave.
The slave, man. It's a strong language. I get it. Sometimes we need to be woken up when we're stuck in a stagnated situation. And maybe for that example for work, but like I said, like there's situations when we feel like we have to do this. And it's not like some of us have a job. Maybe it's not the ideal job, but hopefully with the skills you're learning on that job, whatever they are, you can translate them to eventually, go as they say, go for yourself more, do for self more in your own businesses and entrepreneurship.
You say it. It's the
Yeah.
level of awareness and then conscious choices you make. If you just roll in out of high school, roll into some job because you just have to, because somehow you want all these things. You want things, you want to consume, but whatever. There's some certain bills you have to pay. That's fair.
Yeah.
Then if you just roll into it and go like, oh, I have to, and go into the wheel, blah blah blah, then you're gonna experience it as such. It's gonna be slavish. You can be
Yeah.
conscious about it. You can say, you know what, this is a stepping stone. 2 years. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Ask Pussy Paul what his alternative was, and the alternative is just to join the merry gang of hobos. So it's a loser. It's a loser proposition, if you ask me.
Wow. I've heard of the Merry Pranksters, but never the Merry Brand of Hobos.
That sounds great.
Yeah,
I
I've
with VR goggles on.
Yeah, I've heard of the Merry Gang of Wi-Fi hobos of StreamYard.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, but the hobos of Enslavia was his big alternative to working a job, and that's a loser proposition in my book.
Yeah. Yeah, with that said, though, Hank's been, he knows him a lot better longer than I have, I would say. But I have to say, out of all the people on the panelverse, especially the quote-unquote big names, I guess you could say, I enjoy listening to his broadcast from time to time. It's pretty good. And not necessarily for the drama, even though that's kind of fun. But he's the only one that I know of that's really talking about, something that's attractive to me, like self-actualization. Now, is he living it or not? I don't know. I'm not with him. However, the shit the way he says it sounds pretty good. Just like that shrimp. Cool. Just like that shrimp that Hank had. It looks pretty good, but it's still. But it could be. Some consider it still a bottom feeder, a scavenger. You know. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I would label Pussy Ball the bottom feeder or scavenger, but as you can see, I like that. I like eating that. So.
Yeah, man. That sounds weird if I say I like eating pussy paw.
Whoa. Yeah.
He said, "Bro." He said, "You didn't." That wasn't a lay low. That was a bro, right?
We laid back for a second there. You go, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. Bro. Somebody made a video. Oh shit! I don't know if I should play it. Someone clipped it.
Yeah. What, more pedal shit?
Yeah, it's more pedal shit. You're kind of over that, huh, Rup?
Oh, I was never under it. It's all
yeah. Let's see this video. Let's see.
To me, it's people.
Yeah, it's just people, huh?
But shit, self-actualization through a screen? That's rich.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, talking about it at least. I didn't say I was literally getting self-actualized.
Yeah, self-actualization from Plato's cave.
Yeah. Yeah. A little bit. You gotta.
Yeah, I won't show
I think
this.
you've discussed that before. You know, you gotta.
Yeah.
Go out and experience some things.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
Let them ferment.
Let them ferment. Yeah. Yeah. Hey Hank, have you been on this Rizla guy's channel? The stream.
Rizla, I don't think so.
Okay. I mean to check it out.
I think I've been on Mel's stream with him, but I haven't been on his channel yet.
Okay. I saw him and GL going at it. GL. Who's London Man? London Man.
Yo.
Is there any new interesting channels that you know of?
No, can't say so.
I can't say so. So this what's his name? I met this atheist YouTuber I like, but he doesn't host panels. Yeah, he doesn't host panels so often, but he's good with the jokes and stuff. What was his name? Let me get the link.
Let's see.
But yeah, his comments.
Gosh, I can.
You play that, I'll look for the link.
Okay, I'll play this. Do you guys know these people?
Play something. I see nothing though. I just see us.
That if you're 35 and you have kids, it's like, fuck out of here. And if you're 45 or 55, it's like, God almighty, shut up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's how it happens. You can't milk something. You can't milk victim. It has, you know what I mean? Like, and it tends to be like one lifetime. That's all you get out of it. And if you haven't like come up with something better to replace it, it's like, it's a lot like, it's like sexual power for females. Like if you bank everything on your like tight little this and your taut little that, man, you get about 20 years and that's it. Nobody cares. And if you go like, hey, wait a second, I need a second. Nobody cares. You haven't pivoted. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now we hate you. And that's true of things like this. You
this is the one I was looking for.
Overwork it.
This is better.
You shove it down people's
you guys will
throats.
like
it has
this
the
one.
reverse effect you're looking for at a certain point.
Okay, get ready for this one. Before we have a commercial from Boucheron gift company.
Yeah. 1 month, 400.
This guy named Mr. Batsazar. He made 400 videos with government officials and other corporation bigwigs. He had sex with over 400 women's wife over there. I think it's in Guyana. And he filmed all of this shit. Look at this shit. This guy was like supposed to be like the Minister of Finance.
Women. We have just seen a case from Equatorial Guinea of a man who is supposed to have gone around with 400 women. Is he encouraging such bad behavior in this country?
Ibang Ngonga.
He's slinging.
And he is in some hot water after more than 400 of his sex tapes have leaked out. Some of them with wives and relatives of senior government officials.
Before November 2024, Equatorial
400? You heard of this, London?
Hey, he said you can only play once. Let's go.
Guinea rarely made international headlines, but one man, Balthazar Ngonga, single-handedly catapulted this quiet Central African nation into the global spotlight. Not for achievements, but for a scandal that shook the whole world.
Balthazar.
We need to get Balthazar a African robot.
African
Diddy.
Balthazar is definitely an African Diddy cloud, baby. Bro, it is insane. Bro, so this dude was down all the women that was in that country, son.
You had it on tape.
Had it on tape. On a CD.
On CDs.
CDs.
On CDs.
Dubbed the PDD of Africa, Balthazar became the internet's obsession when over 400 explicit videos of him surfaced, sparking an online
400.
frenzy. The tapes revealed Balthazar, the head of the National Agency
Did he have his own tube
Financial
site?
Investigation.
His own tube sites? I don't know.
Yeah, doesn't have to warn his own freaking tube site.
Yeah, 400.
Gonna
Or release his
blackmail
own
the shit out
section.
of everybody.
Yes.
At least so we thought.
Isn't that a record company, 400?
in compromising situations with multiple women.
Just plug
the
TV.
scandal spread like wildfire, with netizens, particularly in Kenya, browsing the internet as though these videos were some kind of treasure.
Honorable Batalsa Angonga. And he's been trending because somebody leaked some videos, apparently 400 videos of him having intimate relationships with various women of various stature.
Wow.
And he comes out and says that all of those were AI generated. And
he said they were AI generated. It's like Dino's comment about AI.
Dude, make him Minister of Press, man.
Shout out to Akimos83. Yeah. See, the AI might hold a database. Yeah.
It's all
He's Minister of AI right here. Rupert.
I look at human rights and people's rights, and I feel that the new, with the AI coming in, what is the commission doing to ensure that
you get caught with a prostitute, you say, hey, it's AI.
Yeah.
It's AI.
safeguard
That's the new.
No, I'm gonna say it's my religion.
people's rights?
It's your religion.
Oh
Yes.
shit.
Yeah.
It's my
Because
religious freedom.
here, a lot of rights are going to be affected if we don't have a way to deal with AI in our legislation.
Come on, bro. She probably banged him. He's believing that shit. I bet you she's one of them.
Some critics called it a moral collapse, while others...
Look at that. That's part of the video right
there.
Dude. they straight looked into the camera where he was like,
hey,
he's
damn.
He's giving her back shots.
Hey, but look, that's not like he set up the camera like
right, she knows.
Yeah.
She knows, right?
Something else going on there, people. It's a big conspiracy here down in Guinea.
That's not like Diddy. Diddy was like allegedly forcing people and all kinds of weird shit, right?
The tapes could have been doctored by AI, a claim dismissed when the content proved too consistent to deny.
Look at his face. He looked like he just ended, huh? Like he just released.
Yeah, he's
like,
yeah.
By the time the videos became a global sensation, Baltazar was already under arrest. Not for his infamous tapes, but for embezzling government funds.
Oh, look, he was already fucking here.
Shout out to World of Tanks for the third hour of the show sponsor.
Reminds me of something. I gotta.
What began as a routine investigation into
your
financial
game,
misconduct turned into a full-blown expose when investigators, combing through his devices, stumbled upon his shocking collection. The videos captured encounters with women of all backgrounds, married, single.
That's a lot of women.
Is that like they got them all together here for a picture?
Yeah, I think he put them all together.
Nah,
we don't.
What is that?
No, that could just be a stock footage.
AI picture.
Hey, NPC, hold on. Hey,
Yeah.
can you
No,
imagine-
he probably did everyone in stock footage too, so.
Yeah. What's up, London Man?
Can you imagine if the roles was reversed and those were dudes standing up there?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, that's actual point of that.
Exactly, huh? Yeah.
The lady's got to be very, very hypersexual, right? For that.
I think I know one.
That.
I love it.
Oh god, that's wild.
Yeah.
That's
This was
wild.
going on in the back chat, in the DMs right here. Look at this shit. Yeah. I want this as my like one of the backdrops. I'm gonna take a snapshot. This is nice, bro. You guys will know what it means. Put that as a backdrop. It's very colorful, right?
Young,
well, it's
old,
great, dude.
even
Look at the babies though; they're very light. He was a very light-skinned man.
Those are
It probably is the women. Those are his kids, probably. Look at that. That's beautiful. That's saying "fuck you, Klaus Schwab." Double middle finger.
Oh yeah.
He's not anti-human, at least, right?
I wouldn't put money on that shit.
You wouldn't put it. Okay, all right.
among them were high-profile figures: his wife's cousin, the president's sister, the wife.
Did he say the president's sister?
Dude,
Yes.
His wife's
baller.
cousin?
What the fuck?
What the hell?
This guy.
Land
The
claim
presidential
President
security
of the
head,
miles.
over
I mean,
20
kilometers.
ministers' wives.
20 ministers' wives.
Whoa.
Damn.
Yeah.
The scandal didn't just tarnish Baltazar's reputation. It exposed his reckless disregard for the health and privacy of everyone.
You can't trust that guy.
None of the
Oh, yo, hold on. They're about to shame him. Watch.
videos showed him
Here we
using
go.
protection, endangering his health, his
Oh, he
wife,
wasn't using protection. That was a surprise.
Oh no!
and countless others.
He was using the withdrawal method.
Oh, what's this?
The rhythmic. Look at, she got caught. Look at it. Her husband's about to shame her. Watch. You ready?
Yeah.
You said you like that, huh? Middle of the workroom trying to show off. My friends tell me that come to see the list of all the videos you're on.
La liste de vidéos de Balthazar. Akamba.
I can't imagine you know this guy. Even in my dreams, he's
The
crazy.
fallout was devastating. Marriages dissolved, lives were ruined, and some women even faced tragic ends.
You never told
allegedly
me.
taking their own lives after the videos went public.
Damn.
But the
Yo, that's the face that she cannot. That's not AI. Damn.
Are these people surprised? I'm not surprised.
No.
But the drama didn't.
Dude, have you ever watched a Nollywood? They call it drama before, guys.
Bollywood? Nollywood?
No, Nollywood, like
Negative.
Nigerian one.
Oh, hell
Those
yeah.
are crazy, bro. Like I watched
Oh.
one. Bro. It's like everyone was sleeping with everybody, bro. Even more blatant than like the ones we see in the West. It was wild, bro. It was like
Yeah, they really double up. It's really nice.
double, triple.
Oh, I have to consider
As Balthazar's
vacation over
secret-
there then.
Yeah. You want to go on a vacation over there?
Unraveled,
Now I do.
revelations emerged about his own
Well,
wife,
yeah,
who
right.
was also accused.
Look at his family, dude. This guy is prolific.
Nice.
This is. Look at all the kids he has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow.
Let's give him a promotion. He's the anti-Charles Schwab.
Look, and he's,
Thanks,
he's
brother.
the Andrew Tate boy eating the beef like Joe Rogan.
So he went to go see Salt Bay.
Follow, son. Follow.
His wife's pretty attractive too.
Yeah, we're gonna meme the hell out of this guy.
Damn. Hey, I'm
Christoph
just feeling this is
infidelity.
getting good. Talk to y'all later, man. It
At the
was good.
chaos and gap
Literally, you know, this is me, guys. I always say I'm in Taiwan. I'm literally.
families
I'm just
and the
flexing it
Equatorial
right
Guinea government swiftly responded. Some implicated officials were fired for misconduct, while Balthazar himself was charged with both
what the-
embezzlement and sexual misconduct.
Whoa. Shout out to Envy the game.
Some implicated
Who is this guy? He looks like Tyler the Creator with a wig on, huh? You see this guy? Looks kind of strange, right? The hell?
officials were fired for misconduct, while Balthazar himself was charged with both embezzlement and sexual misconduct.
The Balthazar challenge. You guys see that? Oh, wow.
His actions sparked outrage and ridicule, inspiring memes, viral songs,
You're right,
and
Hank, they
even
have memes
dance
already.
moves mimicking his infamous tapes. Balthazar's became a symbol of shame, a cautionary tale of power gone wrong. But how did someone so privileged fall so far? Let's find out.
Well, take care, 83.
Born on March 15, 1970 in Malabo, the capital city of Equatorial Guinea, Balthazar came from a prominent family. His uncle was President Teodoro Obiang Nguema, and his father Balthazar Ngonga Ejo chaired the Central African Economic and Monetary Community. Balthazar Ebang Ngonga grew up surrounded by privilege and power, exposing young Balthazar to an opulent lifestyle that few could imagine.
Speaking of killed, he probably learned from his uncles and dad, huh?
Absolutely.
Most likely. huh?
How do you get this good if we didn't get some kind of training? You just out
Yeah,
there
it's pretty-
stumble at it. You're not exactly watch some red pill shield videos and get this good.
It's who you know, right? It's
Yeah.
it's who you know.
Or how quick your face is.
Yeah.
Family's prominence in politics and economics he developed a sharp interest in governance and finance. His ambitions led him to the University of Malabo, where he pursued economics and finance, preparing for a career in public service. Balthazar's rise was swift.
Yeah, we could say, hey, London, you still there? You were saying, we could say, because we started this as the black pill versus the ecstasy pill or ecstasy pill, and the whole black pill thing is money looks status, right? That's what they think is most important. We could say this guy had it all, right? Objectively.
Yes.
Yeah, money, I guess looks, a lot of, I mean, social proof he had an attractive wife, and all these women loved him, you know, or wanted him, lusted after him, and then he had the status and the money. So
yeah, but
yeah.
No, he just been himself, and it worked for him.
Right.
So never mind all the other people who also been themselves, and it didn't work for them.
It was the perfect storm, Hank.
With his keen expertise, he climbed the ranks in the financial sector, eventually landing the prestigious position of Director General of the National Financial Investigation Agency. At ANIF, he spearheaded initiatives aimed at modernizing financial monitoring systems and combating corruption. His work promised transparency and integrity in Equatorial Guinea's financial systems. But as the old saying goes, more money, more problems. For Balthazar,
He said the old saying. I just remember that from the Notorious B.I.G. song, Hank.
Yeah, I remember that song.
Yep.
Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
He said the old saying. Making me feel old, dog.
Hey, listen, bro. I got to bounce. I got to do a few things and get ready for my.
Okay,
little
brother. Yeah. I'm glad we brought this guy to your attention. Be on the lookout.
Yeah.
All right, lay low. Take care,
Lay
London.
low.
Thanks for stopping by, brother.
Much love. Peace out.
Yeah, much love. Peace. Yeah.
The higher he climbed, the darker his secrets became.
The higher he climbed, Hank, the darker his secrets became.
Must have been nighttime.
See, my
That's why he had those glasses on. It's one of his honeys.
dear, if you're not strong, don't go and watch the because you'll be carried away. I won't even lie, I was almost carried away. But thank God I'm a Christian. Thank God I have the backing of God, so I was not carried away.
Oh, she said she was a Christian, so she had the backing of God.
Of course.
So she wasn't getting carried away.
Duh. That's how
That
it
man,
works.
the man is massive. And the man is good.
Did you hear what she just said?
Yeah, she said he was massive and he was good.
Hey man, damn! Look at her, looking right into the camera, saying that.
Like, I just feel pity for his wife, because how is she going to handle this whole thing? Seeing her husband sleeping with different women without protection. Like, it's so sad.
Shake her, sir.
Another thing I noticed is the women, they were all enjoying this man. This is to show lots of married men out there that they don't handle their wives very well.
Density is a
I don't
tool
think
to
that.
record your DJ set.
I don't think she was one of them. What do you think?
Density connects to DJ decks.
You think she was?
It all
Okay.
started with whispers about his extravagant lifestyle. Social media was awash with Balthazar's flaunting luxury cars, expensive vacation, and designer outfits. But questions soon arose. How could he afford such extravagance on a public servant's salary?
Yeah.
The whispers grew louder and
He's
investigators
the gigolo,
began
apparently.
digging. On October 25th, 2024,
the women were paying them, huh?
Balthazar's world
Yes.
unraveled. Detectives pounced, accusing him of embezzling over 1.2
Oh, he was
million
embezzling, Hank.
dollars, allegedly hidden in secret Cayman Islands accounts. Balthazar may have thought his family ties
Not too secret.
to Equatorial Guinea's ruling elite would shield him, but the investigators meant business. He was arrested and jailed.
That's why, I mean, I'm not saying all the African countries are like that, but a lot of people in the States seem to have this romanticized version of Africa, like it's completely apart from the problems of the Western society in America, huh?
Who said that? It's like 100 times worse over there. Haven't they heard of Zimbabwe dollars?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hyperinflation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Africa's a hellhole, but it's bigger than America.
Yeah. There's probably some oasis, somewhere around there, but I would have to do some more research to on that.
While authorities meticulously combed through his life, his office, home, phones, laptops, nothing was off limits.
It's a nice shirt.
The investigation aimed to trace the missing funds and uncover the truth behind his lavish lifestyle. What detectives...
Hank, this AI picture represents like how massive and how great he was. It takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 men, New Guinea men to equal him.
Found
according to his women.
However, was far beyond what anyone could have imagined. As investigators searched Baltazar's computer, they stumbled upon an innocuous-looking folder. But when they opened it, they uncovered a trove of over 400 explicit videos that exposed a hidden and shocking side of Baltazar's life. The tapes revealed him engaging in intimate encounters with numerous women from all walks of life: young, old, single, married, and even pregnant women.
Wow.
These weren't just fleeting trysts. Baltazar had recorded every encounter, with the women often complicit in the filming. The list of women was so scandalous as it was extensive. The wife of the Director of Presidential Security, the Attorney General's wife, the daughter of Director General of Police, his pastor's brother's wife, his godfather's
pastor's brother's wife.
Wife, his sentry's wife, his bodyguard's wife, 15 of his younger sister's friends, his pastor's wife.
They just said 15 of his younger sister's friends. Well, I guess he would have to have numbers like that with a total of over 400, huh?
Of course.
Yeah, 15.
The wives of several government ministers, his own brother's wife, and his uncle's pregnant wife.
Damn.
The videos documented encounters in a variety of settings: luxury hotels, public bathrooms, forests, his office, and other unimaginable locations. Baltazar's audacity knew no bounds. He not only indulged in these acts, but also recklessly recorded them without regard of the consequences. At the height of this explosive saga, Baltazar Engonga sat behind bars, unaware that his world was about to crumble even further. Authorities had stumbled upon new and damning evidence that would destroy whatever remained of his reputation.
We need a Baltazar visual novel.
Into financial misconduct.
Need a Baltazar, what was that? Novella?
I need a Baltazar visual novel. I need it. I'm actually
a visual. You want you just don't want the two couple B-roll shots they show, right? You want the whole
I want the whole thing. I want to act it out. Yeah, I want a Baltazar visual novel.
Who would play them? Was Omar Gooding? Kind of looks like him, at least in the AI version. Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna get that video. I'm gonna send it to some people. We gotta get something rolling on this.
Oh, this Bob's right here. I'll put it in the chat.
Yes. Yes. Well, yeah. I'm actually looking forward to that panel host at Africa. I'm sure he's gonna want to do this video too. But I need to send some emails.
Who's that one dude, that African dude that wears the aviator sunglasses? You ever seen them? He has these videos about what's going down in Africa. A YouTube channel. I used to be subscribed to his channel.
I think I'm subscribed to it now, but I need to figure out the name for it.
Yeah.
He spiraled into an international scandal of sexual impropriety. The trove of explicit videos found on Baltazar's device leaked onto the internet, sending shockwaves across the globe. The once relative.
All right, Dino, thanks for stopping by. It's 9:02 a.m. Saturday morning. Time to get into a few things for a birthday party on later today. Whose birthday is it? Was it your birthday? Somebody else? Your lovely partner? Whoever it is, happy birthday, Dino, my brother.
Relatively quiet nation of Equatorial Guinea was thrust into the limelight thanks to one man who unwittingly made his country infamous. Social media erupted with netizens from Kenya to Nigeria and South Africa, and even as far as the United States.
Oh, that's that internet phone, huh? Look at that big ass device.
It ain't even that big.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
States
Yeah.
obsessively searching for any link to the scandalous clips. As the scandal escalated, its fallout became deeply personal for those involved. The women
Happy
caught on
birthday
the
to your
tapes
nephew.
faced devastating consequences, some confronted by
Scorpio.
furious husbands, leading to immediate divorces.
Immediate.
Others
On
succumbed
the
to
spot.
depression and tragically ended their lives. Balthazar's wife reportedly collapsed upon discovering her husband's indiscretions, a stark reflection of the emotional toll the scandal exerted on his family.
Scandalous.
The debacle reached far beyond Africa, making its way to the Late Show with Stephen Colbert, where the late-night host brought Balthazar's story to the attention of a global audience. Equatorial Guinea was suddenly the subject of international fascination, but for all the wrong reason.
We got another game here. Give us the name of it.
I don't even know what to say because I can't remember the last time I saw that kind of video. It's not like I'm a saint, but
Hey, thank you, Dino. Thank you. I shall pass your respects on everything. Yeah, happy. I hope you enjoy your time celebrating your nephew. Take care, brother. Have a great day.
I've been so occupied. Okay. Now, there's the good and the bad side of this whole thing. The good side is the man doesn't sleep on minors. He took his time to select mature women. You know, is it even a good thing? It's not a good thing, Shabo. For the fact that he didn't sleep with minors, okay, it's kind of a plus. You know, and the bad side is he's married and cheating on his wife with numerous women and without protection. And another thing I want to ask, these women, why did they allow the man to record them? Like, why?
Why not?
They get jazzed.
Yeah,
Because I don't understand. You have to put a gun in my head to record me. You have to, except at gunpoint. But it looked like they were not under duress, that they were just allowing themselves to be recorded. Things are happening in this world, though. Things are happening. You could think, say, in Nigeria, they learn, though, for where some people they. Nigerian men, they learn. Like, this man has children, has a wife, and did all that with a pregnant woman too. Like, this man, do you even have conscience?
Unable to ignore the growing firestorm, Vice President Teodoro Obiang Mangue stepped in. On October 30th, he ordered telecom companies to develop.
You got a Concord, the Optimum Perm, that hair right there. I don't know what's going on with him right there.
Devise a solution within 24 hours to stop the viral spread of Balthazar's explicit clips. We cannot continue to watch families fall apart without taking actions, he declared on his Twitter account. At the same time, he announced an investigation into the origin of the leaks, vowing that those responsible would face justice. In a bid to restore order and perhaps bolster his own image, Mangue called for the installation of CCTV cameras in government offices to deter indecent and illicit acts. While some viewed this as a moral crackdown, others saw it as a calculated move to project authority and build his own controversial reputation. Suspicion soon fell on someone within the security forces, who likely leaked the videos to tarnish Balthazar's reputation ahead of his trial, that is. As police encouraged women in the tapes to come forward, one brave individual announced her intent to sue Balthazar for the non-consensual sharing of intimate images. This scandal has become more than a personal catastrophe for Balthazar's Engonga. It is a cautionary tale of power, betrayal, and the far-reaching consequences of unchecked action. As the investigation continues, the ripple effects of this saga will undoubtedly be felt for years to come.
Definitely not a blue pill simp. That's why you can take the black pill, the red pill, and the blue pill, and all the pills, and use them accordingly, right? But that's just too much power for one man right there. Too much power for one man. So I think that's a fitting conclusion to this broadcast today.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I was to take a power nap anyways. I just got a call from work and they need me today again. So I'm going to go rescue
Hank.
them. Yep.
Yeah. I appreciate you coming in and rescuing us, bro.
Excellent.
I'm gonna take us out with "Killing Me Softly," Lauryn Hill.
Okay. I'm gonna leave the stage. Go ahead and play it.
Okay. Take care, Hank. Travel well, man. All right, brother. Peace. Yeah. So what a night. What a night. A night of male-female sexual dynamics discussions. I mean, as well as a little psychedelic discussion in terms of ecstasy pill. Are you about the black pill or the ecstasy pill? The choice is yours. Or do you want no pill? Yeah. Natty for life. Now, I want to thank everyone for coming by. Keith, El Piro, London Man, of course, our brother, Hank, our other brother, Rupert, the other brother, Shift, the other brother, Shadowback, the other brother, the sister, Leopard Print. Who else we got here? Oh, Gary Baxter is in the house. 83, yeah. Alchemos 83 for sure. In the house. Shadow Buddha. The machine lies in the building. Peace, brother. A good friend. Yeah, and to you listening, the Ninja Watchers and the Heavenly Watchers, thank you for coming through. I dedicate this song to you. And we're killing them softly.
一个人将来有没有钱？如果你的左手无名指比食指还长，就是
Killing them softly. Strumming my fame on his finger. Yes, killing them soft.
à midi.
À partir de la page, choisir.
I'm sure you know what un chien is. Maybe you don't know what a pat is. This is a pat.
Naviguez d'abord parmi les groupes de matériaux. Cliquez sur le menu déroulant. Tous les groupes de matériaux.
Appeler means to give a name to someone or something. For instance,
Présence sur la base de données.
ma sœur s'appelle Marie. My sister's name is Mary. Oh, my sister is called Mary.
À l'aide de la barre de surbrillant, choisissez un matériau, par exemple nickel, chromium steels. Il y a 20 groupes de matériaux différents référencés dans la base. On réfugie les autres pour le nickel, chromium steels.
Comment appelle-t-on un chien qui n'a pas de pattes? On l'appelle pas, on va le chercher.
Écoutez, le mini. In the mini.
Par exemple, A286.
And in the coming days, which is tomorrow, or 2 days from now, we'll see you next time here on NBC The Game. Peace.